What?
You deny that mass rapes happen, not that rapes happen. Listen to my words.
Yes, I do.
Okay,
I do
good.
deny
Well, there you go.
Because there is no evidence. And
I just showed you two.
The clips that you used, ironically
Actually,
enough,
I showed
the
you
reason why I
three.
say it's out of context is because at that point, I personally took a position where I said very carefully and very deliberately that mass that are directed by Hamas.
All right, guys, this was a brief 2-hour break because now we've got another 4 hours of Hasan Piker to watch. We're not stopping. This is just going to be a marathon. This is a subathon, but I'm not taking donation goals.
What?
What? Oh, what? The guy that I talked about obsessively 100 times a day, that is like basically like the Antichrist, the Lord Voldemort in my community. Yeah, you accuse me of working with him, knowing him, talking to him. What is your evidence for that?
Thank you for asking.
So now, just for context, we are at the part of the debate where they're doing the whole Destiny sociopath. Destiny is involved with literally every aspect of the situation. His hands are in there. Everybody's got super big ties to Destiny. They're all Destiny's foot soldiers fighting the good fight for him. Hasan is getting feet to the fire and the Destiny derangement syndrome.
Knowing him, talking to him. What is your evidence for that?
Oh, thank you for asking.
Oh, you're very
Not
welcome.
only is there video footage of you corresponding with someone in your Discord that literally aligns perfectly with Destiny's own Discord, offering clips for you to pull.
That sounds like a stretch.
You've also used used clips that are unlisted.
Whoa. Hold on. Wait. Whoa.
I talk about fucking obsessively 100 times a day, that is like basically like the Antichrist, the Lord Voldemort in my community. Yeah, you accuse me of working with him, knowing him, talking to him. What is your evidence for that?
Thank you for asking.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Thank you for asking. So this is his best point that he's going to lead off with.
There are video footage of you corresponding with someone in your Discord that literally aligns perfectly with Destiny's own Discord.
Okay, wait. There is footage of you talking to someone on Discord that aligns with things that people are saying in Destiny's Discord. Therefore, you're working with Destiny.
Offering clips for you to pull.
That sounds like a stretch.
You've also used clips that are unlisted.
What is the issue with getting a clip from someone who mutually watches a different streamer? How is that working with Destiny? How is that supporting Destiny or any of his activities?
Anti-Semitism.
Who gives a fuck?
From
I pulled a clip
link that came from a Destiny fan account.
So that's your...
I can pull up stuff. I'm sorry, Hasan. I can pull up stuff on from Destiny's subreddit 5 years ago, and they are mostly accurate takedown pieces that I can use against you in current day. Okay, the biggest problem with those clips is they're so dated, my audience probably doesn't care about them anymore. Okay, there's no risk in associating with any of the surpluses of information from communities that hate you online. You're not being held to the standard that like Destiny is in trouble in current day or whatever because Ryan Beard made a banger video and he did some fucked up stuff to Pixie. That doesn't like make all of the stuff that his community has posted invalid.
Proof
also,
that I work with Destiny.
None of that is relevant.
Okay.
What's relevant is your constant coordination with Destiny's podcast
Content Deputy dropped. You got to scroll back like an hour and a half. We just finished it.
co-host Dan Saltman, who you featured on your Context Nuke. So yeah,
Did I feature
don't think it's that ridiculous of a fucking assertion to make, especially when considering the fact that you...
Wait, Dan Saltman was a featured... When did this happen? That might be... He's saying it so confidently that it might be true, but he never was like, all right, here, Dan Saltman, tell him how it is. Did his face like appear in it?
Have been corresponding.
I like how, the context nuke.
With Dan Saltman, and you did, and he is Destiny's podcast co-host, and the what does he call himself? The general of the Hezbollah, I think that's what they call themselves, the Taliban and the Hezbollah, their mass harassment operation that they engage in. So yeah, I think that is not a ridiculous fucking claim to make at all.
It's actually insane, and it's a really convenient way of discrediting me when I've never spoken to,
no, I think you're doing enough
talked
to
about Destiny in my
on your own.
life.
I don't need.
Oh, the Israel IP ban for 2 seconds, something that like actually happened. Wait, so it's invalid because Destiny's co-host discovered it? Was he supposed to cover somebody else who talked about it? Okay.
It's a really nice way of you. You know what? I think you're hallucinating, buddy. I think you are you pulled a meme from his subreddit once, and there was a guy in your Discord that's also in his Discord. I think you're hallucinating.
I didn't say any of those things.
You sound fucking unhinged, dude. Are you crashing out, Hasan?
Ethan, I didn't.
Hasan, are you crashing out?
Do
you have friends who are aware of the condition and can help you get the help you need?
Okay, Ethan.
You're delusional.
You featured Destiny's podcast.
I said he discovered the IP ban. Is that not true? I said Dan Saltman discovered the IP ban. That's all I said. I didn't endorse. I didn't. All I said is he discovered the IP ban. Is that true? Is that materially true?
I don't think so.
It is. It is.
What do you mean you don't think so, dude? Yes, he absolutely did. That's how I found out about it. What?
I think someone in Destiny's community did, but it's fine. Yeah.
So
wait. Yeah, okay. All right.
So how is that an endorsement?
Dude, this is insane. This is crazy.
Ethan, are you claiming that you don't have
what you do whenever you're trying to avoid
Ethan?
Hassan, are you hallucinating?
He didn't say Destiny. Imagine if Ethan said Ethan Hassan Destiny. It would be like if somebody said the name of a movie.
Ethan
Hassan,
do you not correspond with Destiny's podcast co-host Dan Saltman?
I've talked to Dan Saltman, but also I don't think that that's Destiny, is it?
Yeah,
and talking to somebody isn't like
his podcast co-host and is perfectly aligned with him and uses his community to brigade. And also has literally tried to blackmail people in Destiny's own community.
I don't really fucking care because that's not Destiny, is it?
Unearthing sex crimes that he did.
Man,
do you feel
really
like that's a good person to align with?
I'm not endorsing him.
Bro, this is from the guy who brings you 50 bad empanada videos. Do you think that Dan Saltman is really someone you should be associated with? Do you think that's a really good guy to be running around with? Like, this is so fucking crazy, dude. The guy with shit on his hands accuses somebody of having giardia.
I'm not endorsing him at all. I just said I've spoken to him.
No, yeah, you're not endorsing him. You're just getting information.
Have you ever spoken to somebody
use.
you don't endorse? I mean, what kind of silly bullshit are we doing here?
Certainly.
Well, there you go. Oh my God,
I don't endorse. I'm speaking to one right now.
You talked to Dan Saltman. You're fucking outed as a Destiny's best friend.
Ethan, you're the one who admitted that just now.
I said I've spoken with Dan Saltman, not that I'm a Destiny collaborator, which is what you claim, which is an outright, pathetic, provably wrong lie. And this is part of your disinformation campaign to delegitimize my points without ever having to address them. And isn't that convenient? You never have to address anything I say because you can just say, Ethan's friends with Destiny. Ethan's hallucinating.
Ethan, I don't think I need to. I didn't bring up Destiny.
Ethan, are you okay, Ethan? You're crazy, Ethan. You need to calm down, Ethan. It's really not that big of a deal, man.
Destiny, you did.
Yeah.
He goes back to 15 HP every time he gets caught on the back foot.
Because you lied about me for 2 years working with him.
2 years.
It's semantics. They block new accounts, not an IP ban. Yeah, but they block new accounts from the region. Therefore, it would be an IP ban. That was what the IP ban allegations were. Not that people who already had accounts couldn't use the site, but that people from the area weren't able to. And the reason why that was significant is because they didn't do this for the Ukraine war. Okay? When it came into the Israel-Palestine conflict, they're doing this anti-terrorism measure or something to prevent you can't make new accounts because then you might start getting terrorist beheading videos. That was their justification for doing it. There's no justification that they forgot for a year because they're retarded and they left it in place even after all this was going on, even after October 7th. But they didn't do this for the fucking Ukraine. Ukraine could, people in the Ukraine region could still make accounts during the Ukraine fucking Russia conflict. So it just doesn't make sense. That's why people are mad about it.
That's right. Hasan, listen.
Ethan, this is kind of embarrassing to admit, but I defended you both to my community and in general because I thought that you were a lot more open-minded until...
What have we disagreed on?
Open-minded. What have we disagreed on? Israel's right to exist.
What have we disagreed on? I'm sorry. What am I not open-minded about? What have we disagreed on, Hasan, other than me criticizing you and your friends? What have I said against the Palestinian people? Go ahead. What do we disagree on?
What we're disagreeing on is what you...
Why don't people talk about Dan Clancy's history? Like walking into Google and I have no idea what Dan Clancy has done outside of being the Twitch CEO. The reason why people are talking about Dan Clancy is because he's the Twitch CEO. And that sounds like a great video that Jay Aubrey should make if that happened.
Choose to focus on.
Does that seem significant?
What you think is the major point of contention.
Like a Tro video of the history of Dan Clancy's faults outside of Twitch. Yeah, a video essayist to make a lot of money doing that. It's a great idea.
In here.
Well, that's first of all, I'm what I choose to focus on is certainly something you can critique.
A little frivolous.
But does that justify lying about me continually for a year and a half just because you don't like where I'm focused? That seems immaterial.
Lying about what?
About me being a Destiny fan, about hallucinating, sweeping for your anti-Semitic friends.
Okay, but the reason why he's lying about you, obviously, is because he's trying to make an appeal to his audience. He's told everybody that Destiny is bad faith, evil man of the internet who lies about him, and Destiny's community is a whole bunch of lying harassers. So by using this defense technique, he's not trying to I legitimately don't think he's trying to gaslight Ethan. I think he's just trying to activate his fans to make them disregard Ethan's talking points. And And I don't even know. Do you think he does this subconsciously? Does he not realize it, or is he just like malicious?
About context, saying that my video's out of context without watching it. Hasan, take your time.
Do you feel like your video wasn't out of context?
Absolutely
wasn't a
not.
Compilation of a 2-hour sequence of out of context clips?
You want to do this?
Where did you take me out of context? Do you think your video was in context? Okay, dude. Awesome, bro. I'm so excited for this. Holy shit.
What's out of context?
Okay.
Name one thing. Go ahead, read the chat. Someone will send you on Discord.
No. I have it readily available.
Well, I'll wait.
Wait, he has the content nuke readily available, and he claims to have never watched it. So did he have his Discord send him a bunch of talking points to pull up, where he's like supposedly looking at this for the first time right now? Am I supposed to fucking believe this? That he doesn't want to watch the video that badly, that he's like gonna blind fire this on stream, or is he gonna admit that he's seen it now?
One of the major points that you made that I've seen through other people's coverage of it so far is that I deny rapes happening on October 7. Okay? That I deny rapes happening on October 7. There's a clip of you when you first encounter that statement where you are actually understanding of my position until your wife stops you and says, that's inappropriate. You literally say, oh, he's saying the likelihood of rapes happening does not justify genocide, which you agree a genocide is happening.
Wait, is this the... Oh, no. Oh, this is the rape segment. Holy shit, guys. Guys, all right, we're now while Hasan is screaming and crying, we have to put a scale. What do they say on the Snark subreddit? We have to do the funny meter of how much Hasan cries while he retells his story. That's what they say about us. That's what they say on the Snark subreddit, that we have a funny scale, that we rate victim stories. So,
rapes happening does not justify genocide, which you agree a genocide is happening.
Uncontested.
Ever since then, though, months later, you still chose to
Her name is
use that
Hila, by
clip
the way,
that is
Hasan.
14
I don't
seconds
know
long
why
out
you
of
referred to her
context.
as my wife. I find that a little
yeah, it's weird that he won't say Hila.
chauvinistic, frankly. You know who she is. You know her well. You've begged for Teddy Fresh from her many times. So, like, yeah, you know who she is. You've written her emails
Hila.
asking for clothing. Her name is Hila.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so why don't you say that? Who goes, oh, your wife? Like, she's not. She has no. She's just like, oh.
I wasn't. Can you respond to what I was saying?
Yes, absolutely. With great pleasure, I will respond.
Why is it that you initially understood the full context until Hila stopped you and said, no.
I'll answer. Would you like me to answer? That's one example of many. Seeing your response in the totality of all the responses shows that you do deny the rapes that happened on October 7th. In fact,
the totality of all my responses.
In fact, you had promised me, and I know you would never lie to me, that you would watch the context puke with me. So why don't we pull up that bit there, and we can see how out of context it is.
Boom. Do it.
Great. Someone
Okay.
calling that, Dan? How you doing?
Now, I got to be honest with you. I don't know what is said in this segment. I just read the LSF thread title 2 minutes ago, and something tells me this is going to derail super hard because my whole chat seems really excited for it. I have no idea what's coming, but apparently it's funny.
Am I? Oh yeah, I'm great. I don't think this is going the way you perceived it to be going. But
sure. I mean, you're reading your chat. Do you think that's the most
accurate way? I'll be honest with you.
To...
I was going to be. I was thinking about being a lot more stern initially, but this has turned into the last conversation that we had where I am trying to gently nudge.
He really does kind of sound like Bathtub Ross. It's like a deep cut. I was actually going to make the Ethan Klein rant, but I don't think I will now.
You in the direction of stern initially.
And you're reading your chat. Do you think that's the
I'll
most
be
accurate
honest with you.
way?
I was going to be. I was thinking about being a lot more stern initially, but this has turned into the last conversation that we had where I am trying to gently nudge you in the direction of sanity.
Ethan, I want you to really understand.
I'm trying to nudge you in the direction of sanity. These guys can't just be fucking mean to each other. They always have to veil it as help.
You're crazy. You're crashing out. You're hallucinating, my friend. Come sit over here. You know what I mean? Don't ignore the swastika. Ignore the accusations of working with the ADL with no credibility. Ignore the tier list with fucking Ben Shapiro and Ethan. Come sit here. You're hallucinating. Oh, thank you so much for, you know what? Thank you, Hasan. That's so kind of you. How fucking genuine of you to take off the baby gloves. You fucking liar.
I mean, this is.
You are a prolific liar, bro. Where's the link?
This is probably the first point that super matters too. Like, this is like, oh, you want to talk about Palestine, Israel, and not just personal conflicts? Fine, let's talk about Israel, Palestine. Now, let's talk about the rape denial.
Control F for...
The reason, for the record, the reason why I don't like to bring Gila into the conversation is because I'm addressing my concerns with you, and I don't think that it's appropriate for me to, you know, extend the lens of criticism to other people. I mean, that's a little silly
considering you're like, well, actually, it was Hila who influenced your opinion, the evil IDF lady. Anyway.
Okay, while we're waiting for the clip.
No, I got it.
Deny the violent rapes that took place. That is way beyond the pale.
But I'm hearing you. There is one...
Oh my god, wait, the opacity is lower? So I thought when it went to a black screen, he just flashed Mr. Beast's face on there. That was so funny. Hold on.
Instance in captivity.
Uh-oh, cherry act.
That we have...
I'm not going to let you...
This part is really disturbing, especially for chatters who are victims of SA. The way Hasan behaves is absolutely vile. All right, I don't know how long we're going to be on this, but if that is you, okay, take a step away. Maybe type in chat and ask if the segment is over. Because obviously that's not my goal, to traumatize people. Only Chris Hansen says we re-traumatize victims. That's not the goal.
You cherry act to me, buddy. You grab that Dr. Pepper. I'll wait.
No, I said I'm listening to you. Don't worry.
Wait, he got up and walked away. That's so funny, dude.
He's grabbing another soda. Go ahead.
On the pale.
There is one instance in captivity.
I can't believe he just cherry act. That's so funny. That couldn't have been done any better.
Sure did.
There is one.
Did you know you can check the raw dislikes from the return to YouTube dislike extension before it's multiplied? Content Cop is at 170,000, so Ian is definitely lying. Again, I don't know how much I trust those numbers, but that seems to be a more accurate... Like, that seems better than using the fucking estimate that they give you.
Instance in captivity.
I need to know how they store those numbers.
That we have actually gotten verifiable evidence on. Beyond that, the systematized mass rapes that Hamas dealt on October 7, not a single bit of that has been verified. And people still run with it over and over and over again.
Many young people who were simply attending a music festival, women were horribly raped.
I can't see myself, by the way, if you're showing my...
You're giggling. You're giggling. It's so funny.
Has a right to defend itself.
I'm not giggling.
You sure are.
Bro, what rapes did Hamas do? What are you talking about?
What rapes did Hamas
Stop
do?
Anti-Semitism account that considered me to be anti-Semite of the week has also been hallucinating rapes once again. Doing rape fantasies once again because they're fucking mentally ill.
Hamas has committed...
That's something you go to a lot. You notice that? Call people mentally ill. I find that odd.
True.
Probably should revise that. I don't know if that's kosher for leftist values.
Horrific acts of sexual violence.
I'm not exactly doing a lot of stuff that's kosher for leftist values in general.
So you have no problem weaponizing mental health?
When someone is hallucinating, I think it's appropriate to say that.
By your authority, I will decide.
Dude, when someone is hallucinating, yeah, fucking get him, bro.
Who's hallucinating? Hasan?
Dude, I saw somebody in the fucking subway in New York City. He looked like he was hallucinating, started yelling Bible verses, bro. I walked up to him and I started shitting on that guy, bro. Jardia, in the discussion, motherfucker.
Girl, watch this.
Horrific acts of sexual...
I know, all these guys want to cosplay as like mental health super soldiers until it's like useful.
Eden.
Hasan, I am so sorry. You promised that we would watch this. I pulled it up. Now sit silently and enjoy.
Okay, but I got the point. You're saying that like you're showing clips of me. You're showing clips of me saying that someone is
men and boys slaughtered after enduring sexual violence.
Dude, Hasan does not want these clips to play. And this is like the actual argument as to why the content nuke is never shown on stream, because he doesn't want to get caught saying this stuff in front of his audience, because this is actually what he fucking believes.
Deadliest day for the Jewish people.
Doesn't matter if fucking rapes happen on October 7. Like, that doesn't change the dynamic for me even this much. So that's the other part of this problem that many people that can't contend with. Like,
I can't believe how quickly
like if rapes happen. No, they did.
Leftists go from believe all women to Pixar didn't happen.
There you go, Hasan. What do you got?
Pixar didn't happen. That's great commentary, by the way. Okay,
I mean, it's pretty apt.
Russ, 50 gifted subs, dude.
Okay, so let's talk about it. You did actually. I'm surprised. You did actually show my findings on the UN committee report that came out.
The one that you misrepresent continually. That you fucking continually lie about the conclusion. Report.
Wait, what did I misrepresent about the UN
preliminary report?
Go ahead.
You tell me what it said.
The UN preliminary report was not an investigative report. Like, for example, the investigative report that came out about Israel's systematized sexual assaults. That was 49 pages long.
Horrible. What a horrible thing that was.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Just unacceptable.
The level of evidence in a preliminary report is only enough to actually create an actual investigation.
Oh, no. Oh, wait.
The problem is Israel has denied an actual investigation to take place. Israel has told the United Nations that they are not allowed to do an actual investigation and to simply listen to what they have to say. Now, not only is Israel...
There are literally women who have said, I was...
Wait, so I am not denying the rapes that happened on October 7th. Okay. Can you elaborate on that, Hasan? Sure, dude.
The level of evidence in a preliminary report is only enough to actually create an actual investigation. The problem is Israel has denied an actual investigation to take place. Israel has told the United Nations that they are not allowed to do an actual investigation and to simply listen to what they have to say. Now, not only is Israel...
There are literally women who have said, I was raped.
Do you feel like the Israeli government lies?
Do you? I mean, all governments lie. I'm not going to defend Israel, though.
I agree.
You said there's women that come out and said, I was raped.
What?
There are women on the record, on video, saying I was raped.
Like you're saying, you're saying there are multiple women that are on the record saying I was raped.
Correct.
There is, as far as I understand,
one
instance
in
captivity.
As far as you understand, because you don't give a fuck about the real
directed by Hamas. What?
Well, of course, that's as far as you can conclude because you don't give a fuck about the truth. You just want to do propaganda, remember?
Ethan.
Hasan, please, calm down.
Okay.
You're getting worked up.
I don't know why you're behaving in such a childish manner when we are actually talking about finally some serious stuff. Okay?
Look, okay.
In terms of...
Dude, why did that hit the drop so hard, bro? That was crazy.
In terms of the UN preliminary report and the findings, okay, there is a clear-cut lack of evidence for any forensic examination to take place due to the incompetence of the Israeli government and specifically the organization Zakah that spent most of its time in the immediate aftermath of October 7 taking bodies out of body bags and putting them into Zakah branded body bags. This was reported by Haaretz as well. They polluted the evidence pool. Okay? That's number one.
Bro, all the rapes were like the Patrick Kane rape kit that got stolen and left on somebody's fucking driveway.
Numerous people that came out and offered eyewitness testimony have since then been discredited, also according to Haaretz reporting.
Which article?
What's
the Haaretz article?
Dude, they planted the semen is what I'm hearing right now in the chat. The chat's telling me that I was not referring...
Accuses victims of sexual assault of lying about it. Go ahead and link me that one.
Holy shit, thank you, Russ.
By the way, while you look for that...
No, not victims of sexual assault, Ethan. I'm using my words very carefully.
Right.
Not
of course, I remember you do that.
Assault. Not victims of sexual assault. Eyewitness testimony initially provided that led people to believe that there were sexual assaults that were taking place.
Show me the source.
Were then discredited.
Show me the source. By the way, Hasan, while you look for that, I'm assuming that you're quoting the UN Representative Secretary General on Sexual Violence and Conflicts report, right? This is one everyone refers to. Now, are you aware how these kind of papers work? They do a very precise conclusion at the end that summarizes the main thesis and points driven home in the article. That's what the conclusion is. Let me read it for you. Overall, based on the totality of information gathered from multiple and independent sources at different locations, there are reasonable grounds to believe that conflict-related sexual violence occurred at several locations across the Gaza periphery, including in the form of rape, gang rape, during the October 7th, 2023 attack. Credible, circumstantial information, which may be indicative of some forms of sexual violence, including genital mutilation, sexualized torture, cruel, inhuman, and degrading treatment, was also gathered.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. So I'm gonna walk you
through this. Are they hallucinating?
No. So you just don't know what words mean. So credible circumstantial evidence. Do you know what that means?
It means that there's, of course.
Credible circumstantial evidence is not a substitute for forensic evidence.
That's why I said Piker didn't happen, bro.
Not enough to prosecute.
Hasan needs rape kits.
Circumstantial evidence is not enough.
Piker didn't happen, right?
Prosecute rape, which is precisely the reason why the Israeli prosecutors themselves have said.
Wait, I'm so confused. Wait, no, that's not true. Wait. Oh my god, dude. This is so fucked, dude. This is so fucked, dude. Holy shit.
In the absence of a singular victim coming out.
It's literally Piker, it didn't happen. Yeah, the UN said that, but not enough evidence for Hasan.
And also, with all of the forensic evidence that has been tarnished already.
Show me evidence for anything you're saying.
What?
Show me evidence for anything you're claiming that isn't some unhinged freak on Twitter. Believe all women, hey? Hey, are we believing all women unless they're Israeli?
Wait, you're as confused as I am. Ethan is asking for pics that can't even be shown on stream. Wild. Are you Hold on. I need to scroll up. The chat's moving too fast. Are you fucking retarded? Ethan is not asking for legitimate pictures of raped women being raped on the fucking episode. That is absolutely not what he's asking for. He's insulting Hasan Piker. Dude, you guys don't understand irony. Holy fuck. Like, this is actually fucking insane. I'm getting one guy right now. You're not a real person, dude. Holy fuck.
Your October 7th Hamas attack in Israel.
Dude, sarcasm is just like a lost concept to you people.
Zaka, the disaster victim identification volunteers were among the first civilians responding on the scene. Zaka is an Israeli rescue and recovery organization primarily staffed by ultra-Orthodox Jewish volunteers, known for their work in collecting human remains for proper burial according to Jewish law. I think what happened is...
When Ethan said pics or it didn't happen, he actually wanted pictures of people getting gang raped. He wanted those on his YouTube stream. He wanted to show them.
A lot of what happened is that obviously you don't rape someone and then keep them alive. Right? So most of them were murdered, and a lot of the forensic...
We don't even roll like that, and this is ultimate rape review.
Evidence.
I'm sending Dan the PBS article about how to debunk the counts of sexual violence on October 7th fueled the global dispute over Israel-Hamas war. This is from May 22nd, 2022. This is about the witness testimony that was discredited. Okay.
So even if one account was discredited, there's many.
No, it's not one account, it's two accounts, but the rest
there's way more than two accounts. Hasan, you know what you're doing? You're like, this girl lied about being raped, therefore all these women need to be questioned. That's actually what you're doing. You're saying Pixar didn't happen. I don't believe women if they're Israeli.
Can you point me to...
They rolled around in a Toyota truck with a naked girl. But here's the thing, right? You're talking about the dead girl that was in the back of the truck. I don't have the clip on hand. Isn't there like a Hasan Piker clip that was going viral of him talking about that specific... Like, it's funny you mentioned that. I could have sworn there was like a Hasan clip of him talking about that specific incident.
Can you point me to...
I would love that clip if somebody could find it, because I never see it come up again. And I figured if it did exist, we would have it in like, these videos or whatever. I don't know if it was ever archived.
To actual, like, to victims that came out.
Yes.
Because as far as I understand, Israeli police have asked victims and witnesses to testify about Hamas and sexual violence in the aftermath of October 7. And it seems like their investigations were inconclusive because by the admission of the Israeli prosecution...
Show me evidence of anything you're saying.
They openly said that there were no victims that came out.
Yeah, let me guess. You read it on Haaretz.
You don't... Wait. Do you think that Haaretz is not a credible institution of journalism at this point?
No, but you guys lean on that. You just lie about what it says because it sounds credible.
Guys? Who is you guys?
You and all of your fucking dumbass cohorts that do the same typical like rhetorical tools to just say whatever the fuck you want without ever having to back it up or knowing what you're talking about in the least bit. So show me the evidence. Haaretz boy.
I sent
Swastika boy.
Dude, this is super aggro, but I think this is reasonable. I think Ethan is crushing him on the first Palestine point of the night.
Narratives. And also, here is the Israeli prosecutor Moran Getz has acknowledged that 50 months after the events of October 7, 2023, Israel has still not identified any victims in which a case can be brought against an alleged perpetrator of a sexual attack.
They're all dead.
The admission is in line with the complete lack of any credible evidence regarding incidents of sexual violence, which is particularly notable when these claimed... I don't know what this is. I don't know what this foundation is, but there is news reporting on this. I don't know why.
Dude, this guy's like, I don't even know what my fucking source is, but there's reporting on it. I've never seen this publication. I'm going to read it to you live on stream.
What is your point? What you said doesn't change anything. You're talking about... Do you think that
I have no idea what I'm reading, but there's reports.
Raped people and then didn't kill them?
You said that there are victims. Can you give me the names of the victims?
Yes.
I will. First of all, I am not in the business of denying rape. If there are victims that have come forward in this process,
I will play it for you.
As I've said, there was an instance of sexual assault.
Dude, and it's so funny because his argument earlier in this thing was that like Ethan spends a disproportionate amount of time talking about like the Israeli plight as opposed to the Palestinian one, and like Ethan included footage of a rape testimony or whatever in his video, like where he made reference to it, and Hasan doesn't know anything about it, which is extremely funny. Because he's literally not caring about the Israeli plight. Like, it's just bias. These people are just so fucked. Like, this is so fucked, dude. This is so crazy.
That took place in captivity. And
he's constantly like, I didn't do this. I didn't do this. I didn't do this. And they ask him, okay, well, what do you actually believe? And it's like, yeah, it's pretty much that.
The systematized rape that was directed by Hamas, as the New York Times' erroneous reporting that did not meet its own standard, its own editorial standard, as a matter of fact, written by a person who literally was taken off the editorial board, taken off the actual paper for some of her insane tweets about Gaza. None of these, like, there's a lot of stories surrounding this, but I'm not in the business of fucking denying rape. So if you have credible evidence, please present it, and I will admit that I'm wrong. Give me the names.
Yeah. There's a video. Hold on.
Is the video from Screams Without Violence? Is that where you're gonna? Is that where you're gonna present?
No, it's not from that. There's one recently of a woman testifying. I think it was either in the UN or to Congress. She's sitting on a bench. She's talking to a mic, and she's speaking in English. Yeah, we'll get there. But like, yeah, I mean, what's your problem with Sheryl Sandberg's documentary?
Sheryl Sandberg has
my
also
problem
been
with Sheryl
accused
Sandberg's
of
documentary is that you can clearly tell from the name Berg that we're speaking to one of those individuals. So no, I'm kidding.
Sexual harassment herself.
Sorry, I mic'd from PA'd there a minute. My bad.
But outside of that,
what the fuck does that have to do with what's written in her documentary?
Wait, yeah, literally, wait.
Sheryl Sandberg has also been accused of sexual harassment herself, but outside of that,
what the fuck does that have to do with?
Dude, this is like the gay rapist raped the rapist. You ever see that meme? Like, she's been accused of sexual harassment. Oh wow, I guess we don't have to feel bad for her. All right.
It's written in her documentary.
Her documentary is basically
a psychotic response.
Unsubstantiated claims that some of which were directly found to be incorrect. Mm-hmm. But not only is it unsubstantiated claims, it's just a recycling of the same Screams Without Violence, the Screams Without Words article that the New York Times wrote that didn't even meet its own editorial standard. Okay, we're having this conversation. You seemingly act like you care about sexual violence taking place against Israelis. Meanwhile, one of the hostages that actually was returned in the early stages did get raped by an Israeli fitness instructor.
You know,
I have not seen you talk about that. I have not seen you talk about the Israeli pro-rape
crime that an Israeli did unrelated to the conflict.
Israel had a January 6th style. Israel had a January 6th style pro-rape riot where a bunch of rabid right-wing...
Do you think I'm defending this?
This would go so crazy if Ethan hasn't condemned Israel constantly throughout the coverage and absolutely does not support this position. Like, this would go so crazy if you weren't listening.
I'm not defending this.
The prosecutor's office.
And it's literally whataboutism. Oh, you found some rapes? Well, did you know there are rapes in Israel?
And forcibly, with guns, took out 6 concentration camp prison guards from the Sdei Taman facility that had actually raped numerous Palestinians on camera.
The minute he gets caught off guard, he's like, well, your rapists are worse than our rapists.
You done grandstanding? Here's a victim.
That they raped.
You've got bad rapists too.
Are you done? Here's a victim you asked for. Here we go. This is from... I think there was an even more recent one than this, but where's the audio? Fuck. Hold on, let me unmute it.
But you're friends with Nick DeOrio. You've shouted out his stream before. You're a worse guy than me.
Able to move and had to ask for permission to use the bathroom. In that house, I was sexually assaulted by the Hamas terrorist who had guarded me. He forced me to go to the shower and entered the room, pointed his gun at me. He was breathing heavily and had a monstrous beast-like face. He meticulously planned his assault, scheming and waiting for the moment to have his way. He kept asking me private sexual questions while sitting next to me in his underwear, lifting my shirt, touching me, and constantly asking me when my period would be over.
Sorry, just to butt in here. Is she lying yet or no? Is she lying or hallucinating?
Ethan, have I ever said that rapes did not take place,
well,
at least according to one credible personal testimony in captivity, not on October 7, but in captivity?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, I think he kind of said that.
Yes.
Over.
You're doing it right now.
What do you mean?
I know exactly what he was planning to do.
You literally
and yet I couldn't do anything to prevent
it. Wait, pause it for a second.
No, listen to what she has to say, Hasan.
Hasan,
don't silence her. Let her fucking talk.
Don't silence her. Stop. You're silencing her voice. That is so fucking dumb, but that's so like it works. Jesus Christ, dude, that's fucking hilarious.
Because you're acting like this never happened, that it's exaggerated, that everybody's lying, that Israelis are just inherently
you are speaking over her voice. Stop.
Evil monsters that are responsible for everything bad that's ever happened. Listen to her.
Cry or to be sad.
Listen to her words.
I had no one to comfort me and was forced to act nice to the person who had just sexually
Listen to this victim. Show her some respect, Hasan.
Oh, by the way, the reason why I'm driving the Tesla Cybertruck is because I'm actually racist, okay? I noticed that we were talking about anti-Semitism, so I chose to drive the swastika, all right? And I'm going to tell you that a Cybertruck is actually not a swastika, and you're actually gaslit for... You're being gaslit right now, chat, okay? This is totally by accident. It's not safe edgy, okay? I'm committed to the bit.
Horrifying way.
Oh, it's so gross.
Not a
the way
day
you're
goes
doing
by
this.
that I don't think about
Yeah,
what
gross.
that terrible man did to
It
me.
is. You're
We were having such
show respect, bro.
emotions.
Brother. That
no
is
person,
fucking
no person
gross.
should ever be subjected
Dan,
to
pull
such
the fucking
brutal
plug on
and
Yeah,
this.
I'm currently driving the Klein Lamborghini.
Holy shit.
Now,
You really have no problem speaking over a rape victim when they're Israeli.
Dude, you don't give a fuck about rape. Look, what are you doing? Look at what you're doing. I never said that no one ever got sexually assaulted in
First
captivity
male
in the
rape
hands
survivor of Hamas on
militant.
October 7th.
I literally said in the video,
A man
in the
who was
video
stripped naked
that
and
you
raped by
showed
Hamas
from
on
your
October 7th
context nuke,
has
in
revealed
the
for the
video
first
that you
time
showed
how he was spat
from
on
your
and
context
humiliated
nuke.
as his murderous rapist laughed. The victim, only identified as Initial D, was the first man to speak about the sexual assault he and others experienced when Hamas elite the Nakba unit massacred, kidnapped, and raped innocent people, enjoying the supernova.
I love Hasan's he's like, get on here, debate me, I'll crush you. And then he starts losing points, and then he's like, I thought we were here to debate Israel Palestine. So they're like, okay, let's debate Israel Palestine. And then he gets crushed again.
Music festival. They pin you down to the ground. You try to resist. They take off your clothes, laugh at you, humiliate you, spit on you. Said the victim who's hold on.
Okay, listen to me. Listen to my words.
touch my
very
private
carefully,
parts, they
because
rape
you're not going through this in a dignified way, and I think it's very gross. What you're doing here is simply weaponizing a victim
you are so
as a
pathetic.
fucking prop. A victim that I also acknowledged. Okay?
Silence.
And you know
In
I
new
acknowledged
footage,
it because you posted
Dude, oh my god, bro. You're weaponizing a victim as a prop. Dude, you're denying that these people, okay, whatever.
it in your video that
Here it
you
is.
just showed me.
Here's the clip.
Shit.
Reveals that sexual assault and rape was a regular component of the life as a hostage in Gaza.
Doesn't matter if fucking rapes happened on October 7th.
Hasan, maybe you would like to call her a liar. Please, go right ahead.
You're doing it matter if fucking rapes
Listen,
happened on October 7th.
There are dozens of testimonies from witnesses, most of who
Dozens
were
of
in hiding
testimonies.
and heard.
Oh yeah.
Ethan,
Are you denying that?
You said
And each-
in the beginning, I'm going to use my words very carefully
There's
here.
more
In the
stories
beginning,
coming
you
out.
said
There's
on
a
October
UN
7th,
report.
there were numerous
Dude, he's crashing out over the clip. This is
victims
great.
of sexual violence that you said, not me, you said that there were numerous victims of sexual violence that actually came forward. So I ask you for names of the numerous victims of sexual violence
Showing you
on
people.
October 7th. Because
Wait, hold on,
I never
hold on.
said that
You're
there was
saying
no
only-
sexual
wait, what?
assault that took place.
Wait, you're
I, as a
saying they
matter of
have to
fact,
have been on
looked at that
what?
report. I looked at that same UN report and said that there was valid, credible, firsthand testimony on sexual assault.
I
that
wish
took
you
place
had the
in
energy
captivity.
you have
That was not on October
for
7th.
the Israelis raping people. As I wish you had the same energy for the fucking Palestinian terrorists raping people. I wish you had the
Because
same energy.
I can't invent rapes. You have not given
Oh my, he's just straight up denying it now. This is so, I'm not denying rapes, but they didn't happen. Holy shit, Ethan, stop inventing rapes, dude.
me any names. What are
I'm
you
showing
talking
you
about?
people and names. What do you mean?
What do you mean? What's with my
to
people
deny
and
the
names?
suffering
I don't
and trauma
understand.
of the victim.
If there are
Just because you
victims,
need your hero.
Bro, I'm not trying to deny them, but you keep creating new ones.
All right, you know
Believe
what?
women.
This is not going anywhere. Let's just move on. Yeah, let's just.
What do you mean? You can't just
I
let's
gave
just
you
move
two.
on from this. This is a major point of contention. You have
It's
falsely
just
smeared me
exhausted.
as a rape denier when you
You are a dirty, dirty smear merchant,
yourself the one evidence.
You deny
the
mass
one
rapes happened, and you're doing it right now.
The instance of sexual
I showed
violence in
two. I
captivity
just showed you two.
that we know of up until this
Just
point.
showed you two.
You and I both agree on.
I showed you
know
two.
that I agree with that. You know that I've talked about it. You know
No, you
that I've
deny mass
acknowledged
rapes
it,
happened,
and yet
not that rapes happened.
what?
You deny that mass rapes happened, not that rapes
Yes.
happened. Listen to my words.
Yes, I do.
Okay,
I do
good.
deny
Well, there
it
you go.
Because there is no evidence. And
I just
for the
showed you
record,
two.
The clips that you used, ironically
Actually, I
enough,
showed
the
you
reason why I
three.
say it's out of context is because at that point, I
Oh wait, so as people in chat are saying Hasan never showed any of the videos on stream, so it's just the audio, so they didn't actually see anything? Is that the case? Yeah, this is the only way to watch the stream.
personally took a position where I said very carefully and very deliberately that mass rapes that are directed by Hamas did not happen. There was no evidence for this whatsoever.
4
Okay?
survivors told authorities they were sexually assaulted on October 7th. Report. First-hand account of such crimes have been rare, as most
And
victims
not
were
only-
killed. Hassan. Report
Do you
follows
feel-
earlier
wait,
testimony from a man
okay.
who said he was raped by terrorists at the Nova Festival. 4 people have told authorities.
Yeah, by the way, the raped ones, just to be clear, are the ones that got away. Or the ones they didn't kill, just to be clear. All right, they were killing these people too. So it's kind of difficult to get a first-hand knowledge from a dead rape victim.
That they were sexually assaulted by terrorists on October 7th. Channel 12 reports. On Thursday, adding to a growing body of evidence of the systemic sexual assault committed by Hamas. Unlike most of the previous evidence of sexual assault.
And yeah, I put that as like a -5 on the funny scale, just to be clear. Just so we're keeping score, Snark.
On October 7th, which was largely based on eyewitness testimony, the Channel 12 report is notable because it is based on first-hand accounts of victims. You yawn all you want. First-hand testimony of such
yawning.
crimes has been rare because the victims have been killed. Killed, dipshit.
Okay, Ethan,
they fucking kill them. According to the report, 4 individuals approached the welfare minister with their
sorry, there's no way to actually examine.
Sorry, talk about being gross. Listen to these victims.
When someone is murdered, there's no way to do forensics evidence to actually
you know
conclude,
the fucking answer to that.
Actually conclude
because
that person was sexually assaulted.
You know that the religious organization that is...
Yeah, it's like they have to admit that they were raped. They have to have survived their rape. They have to still be alive after initially surviving their rape. It's like, dude, this is... And the fact that there are multiple testimonies is like a big fucking point here.
First responders that you cited has a policy of burying the bodies to avoid disgracing them. That's
Eden, you
what
just
happened.
said dozens of victims came out in that
I'm
article.
reading you. What are you doing, bro? I'm showing you the evidence that you're wrong.
Wait, you don't know where the article is from? You just sourced, I've never seen this publication before 30 seconds ago because you're looking on stream to find something desperately.
Right now, according to the report, 4 individuals approached the welfare ministry with their accounts of what happened to them during the Hamas onslaught, which saw blah, 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 12, sorry, not blah, 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 but 1,200 people killed and 250 kidnapped. The report followed a separate Channel 12 story on Wednesday that provided first-hand testimony from a man who said he was raped by terrorists at the Supernova, where hundreds of people were killed. Are these all lying? There are 5 people here. There's 3 that approached the ministry and 1 man who said he was raped. Are these all liars?
I don't know. I don't think they are. I have no reason to believe that they are. But from everything that I have seen, from everything that I've read on this, and I have read extensively on this, as far as forensic examination has been concluded, there is no evidence, no hard evidence of sexual assault. And I will give you a clip from a Haaretz article that was posted by Lisa
here comes the Haaretz article. I just read you first-hand testimony of 4 people. What are you doing? You're saying that you're not believing the victims.
Ethan,
are you in my Discord? Whoever has it, Smaggle, can you try to get this person? Delveus apparently has the footage that I wanted.
You're asking for pics or it didn't happen.
It's not that I'm not believing the victims.
You said where's their bodies? Pics or it didn't happen.
You have mentioned since
you're saying pics or it didn't happen.
Okay,
right?
Since the article that you mentioned came out, there have been further prosecutions on this. Why have they not led to any real prosecution?
They're dead.
Because they're all dead.
They're fucking dead, you moron. What do you mean?
First-hand testimony in this regard.
You killed all the fucking Hamas operatives in Israel.
I killed them?
What?
What? What? What do you... Okay.
Why are you saying you killed them? I said they. Why the fuck would I say you killed them? That's insanely stupid. Are you okay?
Oh, you misspoke? Okay.
Hallucinating. Are you crashing on? Go ahead.
Maybe I misheard you. I'm pretty sure you said you killed them.
Sometimes when you're...
You killed them! Wait, Hasan, dude, you killed them!
Under stress, you can mishear things, but that's okay.
You knew they would get fucking... Dude, it's like Walter White when he had all those people in the fucking hospital killed. Hasan had like 15 rapists killed, so they couldn't be tested.
I might be my mistake. I have...
Like Heisenberg Abi or whatever had 15 rapists gunned down before they could fucking escape.
You on much lower volume because my volume is very low.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. There's a misunderstanding.
That's part of the reason why I do ask over and over again what you're saying.
That's fine. I understand. I want people to hear what we're saying, so that's totally fair.
If you're saying,
are you done, or you want to keep going?
Gaslighting, you just clip it and send it to me, chat. It's that simple. Okay, and you probably said it by mistake, even if you did, so it doesn't matter.
Okay, we done with this one?
Okay, no, we're not done with this at all.
Go ahead. I just read 4 first.
Because the question I have for you is very simple. Okay.
Oh, if I said you, I misspoke. That's my bad. By the way, I may have actually said you.
It's fine.
I apologize.
I don't care. Yeah. Let's move on.
Just want to make sure.
Let's get back to the actual main point of contention here.
The liars. Pixar didn't happen.
There have been no rape allegations filed in the October 7 attacks. Not one. Okay? And this is from Ynet, speaking to Moran Gatz, who I posted about earlier. Moran Gatz is the Southern District Prosecutor's Office in Israel. Okay? She was a member of the Team 7110, responsible for cases involving captured Palestinians in connection with October.
Yeah, Hasan is acting like it didn't happen because they didn't call Law and Order SVU down to the war zone.
October 7th attacks on investigations related to sexual violence. She says, in the end, we don't have any complainants. What was presented in the media compared to what will eventually come together will be entirely different. Either because the victims were murdered. Okay, this is what they're saying. Or because women...
Why is he reading this? Either because the victims have been murdered.
Willing to expose it. She excludes here.
That doesn't say that it didn't happen. It just says like they killed them all.
Here another explanation says Dropsite News that no rapes occurred.
I don't even like it's insane that I'm laughing about this. I'm not laughing at the concept of him dying. I'm laughing that Hasan thinks this helps his argument.
We approached women's rights organizations and asked for cooperation.
Did he not read this before he started talking? Yeah, why does it not? Why are the new reports not like the old ones? Okay, so it seems like many of the raped women have been killed since then. Oh.
no one had approached them. There were parents who reached out to organizations asking what to do if something happened to their daughter, but they didn't reveal the abuse. So the question I have for you is this, okay? The question I have for you is this. What am I supposed to do in the situation when there are no victims that have come forward?
4 victims just gave firsthand testimony. I read it to you.
Died, but there's no forensic examination.
Piker
There has been no justice for these victims in Israel on October 7 due to the fact that the government completely ruined. Okay. The government completely.
Obviously, his position is that the government has lied about rapes to justify killing a bunch of Palestinians after October 7th. That's probably what he actually means. That's my opinion. Of course, I don't have that written directly or whatever, but that's my guess. And he can't say it out loud because it sounds psychotic.
Ruined any sort of forensic examination that could have taken place. There is no way to actually bring justice to these victims. Your assessment on this is so off base.
Hasan, are you listening?
You think
4 first-hand victims. I just read it to you.
Okay, but
you know what? You're right. You know what, Hasan? You're right. Let's err on the side of these victims lying. Let's err on the side. No, you're totally right. This is the progressive way. Let's err on the side of these people lying instead of believing them. Let's do that. And
no,
they're all
I'm
lying.
not saying that they're lying. I'm telling you, my confusion on this comes from the fact that
it's not confusing. It's obvious. Most of this shit happened. Were killed, and it's a religious part of this first responding unit that they bury the bodies immediately to avoid humiliating them. It's all explainable.
What?
Yes. If you don't know that, then you are like woefully misinformed, which just
dude, what are you talking about? What do you mean? Oh, it doesn't matter. There has to be a forensic examination.
Piker didn't happen. They buried the body.
No, not Piker. It didn't happen. You don't think that the victims deserve justice? What's wrong with you?
Buried,
you don't think the victims deserve justice? Why did Israel refuse an outside investigative committee?
How do you explain these 4 accusers?
Under normal circumstances,
how do you explain these 4 accusers?
Or a third party,
how do you explain these 4
and conduct an investigation?
How do you explain the 4 accusers?
I don't know.
Okay, very good.
He's never even engaged with the concept of them being real. He probably is hearing about some of this for the first time.
How do you explain
let's err on the side of them lying.
4 accusers? My information.
He wrote it off as fake, and that has been his position the entire time. He has no way to actively argue this because he probably hasn't spent more than 30 seconds thinking about it.
Is more relevant because it's new. It's newer. Okay.
Okay.
I don't know. I
guess we're at an impasse here. Listen, Hasan, we're at an impasse. Can we move on?
Something that I don't know about when the prosecutor, do you think the Israeli Southern District prosecutor actually did not examine the testimony given by these victims?
If you don't know what happened in the 4 accusers, why are you speaking so confidently?
Because I'm speaking
you're a liar.
about
you're a propagandist and you fucking hate Israelis. Can we move on, please? This is obviously at an impasse.
No. Oh
my God, I'm just trying to consider the audience. Everybody wants something else. I'm telling you, dude. This is exhausting.
You have claimed falsely that I do not recognize the testimony of a sexual assault that took place in captivity.
Yes.
That was false.
Yep,
Do you admit that?
Yep, she lied. It was false, etc.
No. It's a falsehood that you claim that I don't recognize that. Do you admit that?
Yes, 100%. Can we move on?
Wait, so you're admitting that you...
Dude, Hasan gets backtrack whenever Ethan acknowledges he was wrong about anything ever. He's like, wait, did you just concede an argument? What is that? What is that concept?
Falsely smeared me as someone who is denying a verifiable claim of rape.
But he said it didn't matter.
From a first-hand account, and it's not from October 7th.
Okay, yes, I'm smearing you. Can we move on, please?
Wait, so the rape is invalid because it happened before October 7th?
Okay, very good.
All right.
Can you explain this tweet to me? This is your tweet, and I'd like you to summarize it for me. Here it is. You said, go ahead. You can read it for me and explain the picture.
I can't.
Oh, it happened after October 7th. Okay.
I don't know where it is.
So you can't see it?
Oh.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So it wasn't the same day. It was on October 74th. Thank you.
Fantastic.
Okay, very good. I guess what's it's just a little delay for him, Dan? Or?
No. I can see it. Bro really said my lived experience in Israel proper. Great.
What's the picture?
This is Zone of Interest. You're familiar, yes?
Explain for the audience what this picture entails.
This is Zone of Interest, which is a Oscar award-winning movie depicting the banality of evil during a literal Holocaust taking place, the monotony of the day-to-day existence, the beautiful garden.
And your implication is what?
Rudolf Hess and his family put together.
And your implication
in the backdrop, you can see there is a concentration. There's a concentration camp, Auschwitz.
Your implication
there's a
to
train
me
that
is what?
Most likely inferred to be sending.
This is the clip you're responding to. Hold on. It's completely based on my. I actually don't know where it is, but I said we know what it was. I just said Israel proper, right? I said my lived experience in Israel proper.
Can you
explain
play the clip?
It's 2 minutes, and I don't know where this happens. If somebody can find out.
No, play the clip. Play the full thing. We have time. I'm not going nowhere.
Well, let me see. Yeah, I mean, I want to watch it too. It's just.
I know you do.
Let's see here.
Dude, this is fun. I'm having a fun time watching this. I mean, there's some fucked up stuff around it, but this is fun.
I'll just play it. Oh, this is a clip.
Nobody does this anymore. There's no two huge YouTubers duking it out on stream anymore.
From the critically acclaimed content cop.
I've got plenty of time. I've got all night.
How's that working out? You think Ian's happy he made that video?
Betty, are you Plutonium B from the before times? I recognize your fucking profile picture. Okay? I think I remember you, Betty.
I don't know. I mean, I haven't talked to him about it.
I mean, he put out a really big video. I mean, I would be stoked.
I don't know why you're asking me about what iDubbbz is thinking, but I mean, I assume. I mean, it performed pretty well. I think it doubled your video. So
yeah, I mean,
it's not that bad.
If anything, I think it just means that more people are interested in me than you.
Yeah, no, definitely. I believe that for sure.
Very good.
I think a lot of people. I think a lot of people, some falsely and some for decent reasons, wants to.
Do you want to look at the like ratio?
Put you down a peg. It's probably the reason why there's a lot of people watching this conversation as well.
Do you want to watch the the like ratio on this? Damn.
The like ratio on this.
That's correct, my friend.
Oh God.
Wait, what? Ethan, play the video. This is also been reported even by your favorite. What is it? Nicholas Eat Oreos.
My favorite.
Yes, dude. Hasan wins this argument. Full scale, 100% wins the argument.
This is also been reported even by your favorite. What is it? Nicholas Eat Oreos.
My favorite.
To be false.
Okay. Well, here.
The dislike metric is not correct.
Let's just watch it.
Why am I arguing?
I don't know why people keep walking into this. I'm fucking. It's true. It's a bullshit metric. I'm sorry. You got to give it to Hasan. He's right. Not just because he's shouting me out. It's the truth.
On behalf of Ian's video's performance. I don't give a fuck. Come on, play the video, dude. Come on, Jesus Christ. Play the fucking clip.
I mean, it is ironic that he came and did this whole show of doing it with you and it like just completely humiliated him. I think that's kind of funny and interesting, but I'll play the clip.
Not on leftovers. He's now talking about it on his podcast. What I want to do is show you.
Are you denying? Hold on, I'm sorry. His entire creator clash is in ruin. The event is going to be fucking absolutely canceled. He's probably not even able to reimburse most of the fighters for the time they trained. How is that not a train wreck?
Ethan,
I'm just saying.
I am not iDubbbz. I don't care about your petty vendetta against iDubbbz. Play the fucking
in the video.
Bro, you're in the video. I'm losing my mind, dude. He's so malicious.
I don't care about your petty vendetta against iDubbbz. Play the fucking clip.
Guys, how I see Israel. Because you don't see that. When you listen to Hasan and you hear all these fucking...
Yes, you ruined a charity event. I hope you're proud.
Oh my God.
Oh my... And he's going to defend you're ruining a charity event. That's crazy. Holy shit, dude. These guys have no shame. He attended the second one, didn't he? This is, like, actually insane. Why would you, like, hitch your fucking ride to that?
Bro, you have no idea what you're talking about.
He's now talking
I'm
about
talking about...
Dude, Hasan had, like, 2 seconds where he's like, Nick DeOrio is right. The dislike thing is bad, right? And he immediately followed that up with, like, Ethan is destroying a charity event and talking about Creator Clash 2. Like, immediately loses all of the good grace.
Israel proper.
What I want to do is show...
And you're showing headlines about Gaza. I literally say in this clip that has nothing to do with the conditions of Gaza and the conditions of the West Bank, which I consider to be like apartheid. Like it's completely based on my lived experience of 5 years living in Israel. My lived experience, bro. You are so fucking out of line. You have no idea. How do you have the confidence to make this video? Again, I don't know where it is, dude. The phrase.
Show you guys how I see Israel, because you don't see that when you listen to Hasan.
Israel blocks, and he shows these headlines. Israel again blocks Gaza aid. Again, I'm not talking about Gaza, which I say clearly in this clip, but go on.
And you hear all these fucking nega lefties talking.
Israeli authorities block healthcare to Gaza. Again, I'm not. Do you think that I'm talking about walking around Gaza? When I say how great multicultural it is?
Did you think that? How Israel attacked Gaza since October 7th. Not even.
Shield your eyes.
We never.
Bro, the Conquest Wiggler is cute. I'd love if there were pins made out of the different Wigglers. I don't think I can really market this stuff because I'm not making it. But, yeah. I don't know. I'll probably figure out some kind of merch eventually.
Co-signed what they did.
Is that not the point he's making, though?
It already happened? I said it? Oh. No, okay, well, anyway, the phrase I said is that my experience in Israel proper.
What happened after that when AB chimed in, I wonder. Anyway, listen.
Who knows? I mean, you like to make inferences based on...
I'm just asking. I don't know.
You know what's so funny? You know what's funny? It's all on the audio. Go listen to it, dipshit. It's on the audio. You don't know what you're talking about. You're a pathological liar. You are a propagandist. It's on the audio. You can go listen to it if you gave a fuck.
AB and Olivia were chiming in. I don't know why we buttoned it. I'm just asking, you know. It's fine. It's not that big of a deal.
What are you implying
All
here?
right.
What are you implying with this photo?
What photo? Oh, with the photo. Okay, so let's begin.
Dude, Hasan literally forgot what he was fucking talking about. He had no idea what he was saying there. Oh yeah, there's like a photo. Oh shit. Let's pull it up.
Bro, just explain what you're
By
trying to
your
say.
own admission, there is a genocide that is taking place in the Gaza Strip. By your own admission, there is also an apartheid structure both in the West Bank, but I don't think you believe that there's an apartheid happening within Israel proper by your own terms.
I don't think
Yeah, okay. So do you feel as though Israel is somehow inseparable from both of these actions?
No, but obviously the conditions are different in Israel proper versus the West Bank versus Gaza. Like
the West
Bank has checkpoints. It has like different areas of zones of interest. People don't have freedom of movement. So obviously that's more apartheid-like than the main body of Israel.
Yeah. Don't you feel like you going to Israel proper would actually
This is going over my head right now.
Someone going to, someone going near Auschwitz and being like, well, it's actually beautiful there. It's not that big of a deal.
No.
What? Wait, what?
It's multicultural. Oh, you don't see the comparison.
Well, I mean, where Israel? You mean in Tel Aviv? So you're saying that
Jonathan Glazer, who made this video, Jonathan Glazer, who made this Oscar-winning movie.
Would you describe as like Auschwitz as beautiful? Like, what is the argument here? That like Auschwitz is Germany, like proper?
Does see the comparison.
So hold on.
Yeah, Ethan's not saying that Gaza looks nice. That's not what's being said there.
On your criticism,
he said as much.
You're saying
Oscar
all I said was my lived experience in Israel proper. Is the problem that Israel proper? That sounds racist or something?
No, I think you're trying to present Israel as a beautiful multicultural land when it is directly doing a genocide across the border boundary. Okay.
Yeah. Wait, I'm sorry. We're talking about Ethan reading too much into a sword, and this is what Hasan got from that photo.
And also, as an apartheid on a good day.
Yeah, I make a distinction for sure.
You can't.
I lived there for 5 years in Tel Aviv.
From the crimes that is happening 6 miles away, Ethan. That's my point. So
6 miles from where I live in Tel Aviv. 6 miles from where?
I don't know how many miles away it is from.
It's a lot further than 6 miles. What the fuck are you talking about?
I don't know how many miles away it is. That's not the point. It's
close
enough that you can see it. If you go to Sderot, you can watch it.
The point you're making is that everybody living in Israel is living next to a concentration camp.
Yes.
What?
So I said, bro really said my lived experience in Israel proper, and you're saying that I am a Nazi officer living casually and enjoying life as people are.
No, you're not directly a Nazi officer.
Well, that's what this says.
No, Ethan, you're taking it a little bit too literally. I think the point there with that imagery is not that it's.
What?
Why did you choose the one with the guy standing in it?
Well, I'm actually interpreting the work of art in the exact same way that Jonathan Glazer, who made this piece of cinema, interpreted it. The entire point is...
A little too literally?
You can have a wonderful life as an American Jew in Israel. Of course you can have a wonderful life in Israel. That's the point. Because Israel is a ethno-religious supremacist apartheid state that is currently doing a genocide. It is the entire underlying principle of why this nation state was founded. That's what it was founded on. It was founded on exterminationist principles of the indigenous Palestinians, which you seemingly agree to. So yes, if you actually think Israel is doing a genocide, then it comes across as rather odd that you would go to Israel to show how multifaceted and how wonderful Israel is.
I mean, yeah,
it would be exactly like someone saying, "Oh, you don't understand. I'm German. I am going to Poland. I'm going to go to Warsaw. I'm going to go to Auschwitz.
It's not the same at all, dude.
How wonderful Auschwitz looks like because it's German territory."
Okay, I lived in Tel Aviv. I worked beside Palestinians. I worked with them. I took the bus with them.
I'm so fucking confused, dude. I don't even understand where he's trying to go with this.
Walked around the streets with them. I went to the restaurants. They worked with me in my businesses.
I'm like Hasan when he goes, what? But like actually confused.
It's not what people expect. That's my point. You don't see...
Yeah, that would be lying. That would be lying to your audience about the actual totality of Israel. You want to talk about my totality of anti-Semitism inferred off of like hyper specific narrow definitions that you have invented in your mind? Talk about the totality of a country that you recognize is doing genocide.
Is he like saying that Ethan Klein is like a North Korean fucking soldier walking the fucking UN people through a fake town with fake apples at a fake storefront to try to make things look better than they actually are?
Think it's appropriate? You think it's appropriate to go to Israel while there is a fucking genocide going on? I mean,
you did a show with me and you consider me your friend, and you knew that I was apparently a Nazi officer.
Pull up the last two things that I was sending you on Discord. Let's check these Producer Smaggle has sent 2 different things. Yeah, this is the clip. I never see this clip.
Person who believes in radical politics, or at least aesthetically believes in radical politics, you're not seeing the entire picture. Were there brutal, unjustifiable acts of violence that civilians had to endure? Absolutely. Absolutely. I've seen the fucking videos. I know. I saw the girl with the dreads in the back of the pickup truck. That shit is completely unacceptable. That might not represent the interests of the Palestinians, but that is violent retribution that was an inevitability. Violence is unstoppable in that situation. If all you know is violence, if all you have...
What? I was like, this sounds like a good clip for Hasan. Why has he never shown this one? And then he's just like, oh, it was inevitable this woman was going to get raped and murdered in that van. Holy shit, dude. Wait, for a second I was like, oh, Smaggle found a good clip for Hasan. This will really be okay. He's like, dude, it's inevitable that she was going to get raped and murdered in that van.
Withstood is violence. If every single moment of your life is violent, some fucking douchebags are going to behave in that regard, whereas during a military operation.
Bro, okay, if you're going to say that they're going to kill their... Okay, like, if you're going to say that the oppressed kill their captors, that's much more reasonable than the oppressed rape the fuck out of their captors' civilian people. I'm sorry, this is actually fucking unreal right now. Oh, wow, there's going to be violence towards their oppressors. Yeah, okay, sure. There's going to be tangential violence against civilian casualties where they get raped and murdered in the back of a pickup truck and left for dead. Okay, yeah, that's inevitability. Okay.
They don't even have a decent standing military. They don't have anything. They don't have
a standing military. All they could do is rape civilian women.
Rules of engagement. They don't have fucking a standing military. They literally built these little tin cans that they strapped a fucking parachute to so they could fly over the Israeli smartboard.
Also, I love the angle. It's like, oh, this is not going to be good for the Palestinians. Like, he's team cucks when he's even explaining it.
You think those guys have like a decent understanding of how to make sure that a lot of white Western leftists will be able to continue defending?
Dude, I'm gonna be honest. You want to hear URR? This is like peak URR.
Interests of the Palestinians, but that civilians had to brutal, unjustifiable acts of violence that civilians had to endure. Absolutely.
Hold on, back a little bit further.
To be the only government formation that is at least in some way, shape, or form protecting them. They are fully aware that every single time Hamas does something, that fucking Israel counters with violent retribution that is tenfold. Do not take their autonomy away by being like, oh, this is a separate moment. This is a separate instance. I make no mistake. The actions that happened yesterday are not simply Hamas. If you think that it's simply Hamas, and you are a leftist or you're a radical person who believes in radical politics, or at least aesthetically believes in radical politics, you're not seeing the entire picture. Were there brutal, unjustifiable acts of violence that civilians had to endure? Absolutely. Absolutely. I've seen the fucking videos. I know. I saw the girl with the dreads in the back of the pickup truck. That shit is completely unacceptable. That might not represent the interests of the Palestinians, but that is violent retribution that was an inevitability. It's...
This is so fucked. That is a crazy clip, dude. I wish the other guys had access to that sooner. That's so fucking nuts. All right. What was the Anissa one that you wanted me to see? We've got Ethan hits back at Anissa Jomha. Hey, baby girl. I totally understand why you guys decided to try a third time with no risk to you guys financially. You only fuck over everyone else, including the fighters. Lena, for example, is out $12,000 that you refuse to reimburse, so I'm reimbursing her out of my own pocket. We all wondered what kind of psychopaths would do a third creator clash after the monumental failure of the second one. Now we know. Ones with absolutely nothing to lose personally, while everyone else you worked with gets fucked. Classy as always, Anissa. Holy shit. Fucking get him. Get him, bro. Let's go. Fucking mogging right now. Oh my god, dude. Wow. Okay,
violence is
not
on
this one. We don't need these. Back here.
Is what?
I said you were considering me a friend. You did a show with me. You knew I lived in Israel that whole time. I'm surprised you were willing to work with a Nazi officer.
I also have interviewed members of the Knesset, as a matter of fact. Like Ofer Kassev. I have interviewed Israelis from the anti-Zionist youth movement Mezarvot. Israeli members, Israeli Jewish citizens that have refused service, refuseniks. I don't have an issue with people that have lived in Israel. Some of the reason why I know the total and utter depravity of the inception of Israel comes from Exeter University's very own Ilan Pape. His writings are what guide me. Of course, I don't have an issue with people that have lived in Israel and no longer live in Israel, or even still live in Israel, as a matter of fact, as long as they are anti-Zionist. Because I care about Zionism as an ideology. I do not care about Jewish people or Israel.
First debate term of the night, Gish Gallop, has been brought to the table.
These are not a part of my consideration, because I believe in the best of people. I believe that people, regardless of the circumstances that they've been presented with, can see right from wrong.
Okay, very good.
I thought foolishly that you were one of these people. I foolishly thought you could also see right from wrong. But it's obvious to me that you have simply used what is going on for the past 16 months of horrific mass bombing and starvation.
Hasan, you got to stop. You got to stop with the Gish Galloping. I know. You're righteous and I'm evil.
I'm explaining to you my position.
Let me respond. I agree with you. I think that my characterization of it as a utopia, like in that moment, was distasteful.
I'm just curious. Do you have any testimony for any of those dead, starving children you keep referencing, Hasan? Do we have any forensic? Okay.
I wish that I had said that differently. And I see that it came off bad. It came off bad, and I was wrong on that one. I totally agree. Watching that clip back, I'm regretful about how I spoke about it. So I agree with you.
Okay. That's fair.
When the people are dead because of reasons of Israel or whatever, you don't need any more information than that. We don't need any more information. Unless they're raped, in which case we need more information. Raped people need more information than other dead people.
I wish you were this open-minded for the past 16 months, Ethan, because I feel like a lot of the conversations that have taken place...
My problem is not with your philosophy on Palestine. My problem is with your community and the harassment you've leveled against me and my family.
People make inferences off of what you say. They do not know what's in your heart. Okay, and this is something
that I privately, on a lot of things. The issue is the harassment.
Talked to you about in the beginning after October 7. I told you time and time again privately.
Okay, bro, you've talked a lot. Let's just move on, please.
The reason why people think you are a Zionist is not because you're Jewish, but because of what you're saying.
What did I say that's Zionist?
And they made these inferences.
What have I ever said that shows that I'm Zionist?
Ethan.
Well, you're Jewish. There it is, boys. We've got him.
The way that you have tackled the subject matter.
The way that you've tackled it. When I remove all the clips of you condemning Israel, you look like a real Zion-Nazi. Am I right?
That has shown the world, undoubtedly, how Zionist I am. That I am worthy of the scorn of you and the entire left.
How wrong that was, what you just said.
Okay, does that mean I'm a Zionist? I mean, and by the way, that was a recent clip. That doesn't explain the last 2 years.
Yes, it doesn't.
So what did I say in the last 2 years besides that clip?
As well.
What did I say, Hasan? What did I say that's Zionist?
As last month,
you can't give me one fucking contextual example of me saying something that's Zionist after this entire... Go ahead.
Yeah, okay.
You have something?
I have many things.
List
as recently as last month. List
one example of me saying something.
All right, Ethan. All right. Listen, buddy. Listen, all right? He's got to get the sentence.
I'm giving you another example. Just calm down and listen. As recently as last month,
you're not answering my question. You're just doing this Gish Galloping.
Hamas is actually putting...
Actually, no. I think Ethan's fair. He's not answering the question. Give me one example. Okay, so here's what Hamas is doing wrong.
Actually putting hostages inside of hospitals. Hamas is actually using tunnel systems under hospitals. And that is part of the reason why Israel is bombing hospitals. Bombing hospitals is a war crime. Okay, bombing hospitals is a war crime. In your conversation with Sam Cedar, while on the...
All right, so can you give me one example of me being a Zionist? All right, so hospitals are being bombed right now.
On one hand, you now recognize that Israel's doing genocide, and you have in the past as well, for sure, but you've also gone back and forth on it, and you've called it a war or whatever. But having said that, in your conversation with Sam Cedar, you thought you had a gotcha where you said that, well, I find it very strange that there's not a single bomb shelter in Gaza.
That's a condemnation of Hamas.
What?
That is a condemnation of Hamas.
I think it's a condemnation of your assessment of reality.
How is that pro-Zionist?
Look at the Gaza Strip.
How is me criticizing Hamas pro-Zionist? Would you like to explain that?
Do you think a bomb shelter would actually survive bunker buster bombs?
Be a lot fucking safer than
not a standing structure
the
remaining
7th
in
floor
most
of an
Yeah, so they should have nothing. There should be no place for civilians to go. It's a good point.
apartment building.
For Israel to actually systematically destroy
You're
every
okay with
hospital
Hamas spending the
that a bomb
totality?
shelter would
Can I
just
ask you a
simply be
question?
fucking crosshairs.
Can I please ask you a question? Again,
Where is all this Palestine money going if it's not to protect the... Okay, I don't know. I have no idea. I'm not going to pretend I know.
me criticizing Hamas makes me a Zionist?
You criticizing Hamas makes you a Zionist?
That's what you're claiming.
I mean, it depends on how. It depends on what you're saying. Yes.
Well, you know exactly what I said.
You can have criticisms of Hamas in terms of like their own internal domestic affairs, in terms of their governance. But if that's your hyper focus, then yes, people are going to make that inference that you are definitely against any kind of resistance against the state of Israel.
Because they don't make bomb shelters?
Because your expectation,
Because they don't make bomb
expectation for the
shelters?
Palestinians is to just simply sit there and take it so you can fucking act like you felt bad 10 years down the line.
Everything that you claim, the whole fucking apparatus of harassment that exists across social media with you at the center of it, infringes on an inference that you maybe meant this. I have never once said I'm Zionist. The only reason people believe that is because you repeat it maliciously
No, the reason why
time
people
and time
believe that is
again.
because of your hyper focus
It
on
literally seems like Ethan has all of like the agreeable talking points he would need to not be deemed a Zionist by them, but they're just brute forcing it.
You, and your distractions away, and your deliberate deplatforming attempts towards.
You're a Zionist because you said that Frogan should be deplatformed, or I guess should be banned. Wait, I want to hold these people to the same standards that every other Twitch streamer, and like all of you guys are getting special treatment, and you're doing super fucked up stuff. Therefore, you're a Zionist. Okay.
Palestinian content creators. It is ridiculous.
Being pro-Palestine doesn't absolve you of guilt.
You recognize the genocide.
Yeah, Hasan literally can't answer a fucking question. It's crazy.
But you also literally get mad at people who fight back. You get mad.
Wait, dude. So being a Zionist is retaliating in a way that Hasan doesn't deem fair when people do crazy shit on the platform? Like, being against any creator who happens to wear a hijab is Zionism?
Public enemy number one.
You call them terrorists. You call Hezbollah a terror group, which is, by the American state's definition, absolutely considered a terror group. But there are plenty of terror groups that have
Hold on. Do you not consider Hezbollah a terror group?
Against American imperialism and other forms of settler colonial violence.
Do you not consider Hezbollah a terrorist group?
I think the definition of terrorism by the American State Department is intentionally vague to deny people their habeas corpus.
Hold on, wait, I've been told that Noah Sampson lawsuit just dropped. What's going on? Wait, whoa. What is Smaggle talking about? What is happening, chat? Whoa, dude. That one might have to wait till tomorrow. I don't know. What's going on? Where is this happening? I might have to cover that with Mama Max. What's going on? Cover it after? Maybe. We might just keep going. I don't know. Where's this happening? If it's just legal documents, I want to wait for a lawyer to look at it. Where is this happening? Smaggle! You're killing me. Where are you?
People their due process. It is there to justify whatever kind of militant action that the American government can take. This is a severe violation of the American Constitution. So yes, I think that this definition is intentionally vague.
Can I request something?
It's silly.
Can I please request something? I'm interested in having a conversation. You take this and you just go on and on and on and on. You repeat yourself. You double down on the same point. I just want to have a conversation. You make your point and then you move on. You're doing too much. Please. We're going to be
the
here.
American terrorism designation is silly. Do we agree?
I don't know. But
what do you mean? But
here, I'll be more precise.
You use its definition without ever actually thinking about it? What do you
Let
mean?
me be more.
Oh, okay. All right. I was lied to. Smaggle was arguing that fucking Hasan mentioned Ethan was suing people unlawfully. False flag. There's been a false flag on the play. 5-yard penalty, first down. Okay. I thought that was a big thing. Never mind.
Precise. Here's what you said.
Not yet, chat. They've given me time.
Is a paramilitary organization.
Do we like them or no?
They are a terrorist organization. Like they're designated. They are designated by the American state as a terrorist organization.
I do not like them then.
Well, like
I like what you like.
I don't have an issue with them. Let's just say.
What did you mean by that? You do not have an issue with Hezbollah.
Okay, Leah, thank you for asking.
Oh,
exactly.
Look at this. Look at this, chat. Look at this. After I've told everybody, and I think including Yeet, by the way, I might have to criticize Yeet here. I think I've literally said this to Yeet too. Not personally, but after Hasan gets his first dub, proves that the YouTube dislike ratio extension is incorrect. I wonder if this will make its way to LSF and Reddit.
The dislikes on the extension on the main channel too. That's really interesting. Well, yeah.
Look, 9.8K here on debating Ethan Klein.
Do you want to know what it actually looks like? Boom.
86%. I'm sorry, dude. Your dislike extension sucks. I've been trying to fucking tell you guys. This, if you just listen to Nick DeOrio, you wouldn't walk into this argument, okay? It's so simple to just not trust a peer-to-peer dislike machine, okay?
All right, let me explain. I do not have a single issue with the way that Hezbollah...
Who cares? Don't lie. Just don't lie.
...defended southern Lebanon.
Me neither,
I do not have a single issue with Hezbollah as a form of militancy trying to...
But trust the YouTube one? Yeah. Yeah, you could probably trust YouTube's numbers to be correct on their own website. Yeah, not some random guy who does a peer-to-peer extension with some fucking algorithm that doesn't actually equate to the dislikes on the video. Yeah, I'd probably go with YouTube's one on that.
Incur penalties on
I would probably use the one that comes from the site that we're actually fucking on. Yeah, I'd probably use that one.
Genocidal state of Israel. Because if you recognize that it is a genocide, then what is the expectation from other parties involved in the region? The very fact that other countries, countries are not also up in arms is ridiculous, considering that Israel is a belligerent force that is destroying everything in the fucking region because it has an underlying exterminationist policy. And you agree with that because it's a genocide. You said it's a genocide.
Right,
so what is the expectation?
I equipped the URR wiggler now.
This conversation is becoming impossible if you don't just stop talking for a minute and allow me to respond. Okay,
now respond.
Thank you. Hezbollah, when it was first founded, I think was a noble thing.
Now
right?
people are saying YouTube is lying. Yeah, I know, it's fucking crazy, dude. I'm sorry. Sometimes you have to give the other side a point, motherfuckers.
Of defending Lebanon from the idea,
and it was totally avoidable. It was totally fucking avoidable.
Invasion, and they were successful in sending them back to Israel. Now, since then, a lot of terrible shit has happened, right? And you sat there and you said, I do not have a problem with them. So do you not have a problem with what the Hezbollah did in Syria, mass murdering civilians on the behest of Assad?
Can you find a single instance where I've actually said I have no problem with Hezbollah's actions in Syria?
You said I don't have a problem with Hezbollah.
No, that specifically.
You know what's so funny?
Do you feel like that is the entirety of my conversation? Because
Bro, you guys are so coping. It's so funny, dude. I'm sorry. Bro, too many mean comments. Wow, the dislike thing on YouTube must be fake. They must be lying to me. Oh, not enough mean comments? Oh, they must be deleting them. It's like, dude, I'm sorry. The internet is not exactly as you want it to be 100% of the time.
I have talked about Hezbollah's actions in Syria, as a matter of fact, and I do have a problem with that.
You're precise with your words, right?
I don't think that harming civilians is in any way, shape, or form remotely correct. Now, having said that, I'm glad that you brought up Hezbollah because, again, in your video, you falsely claim that Hezbollah is responsible for 500,000 deaths in the Syrian conflict.
Yeah.
Okay? You say that Hezbollah is responsible for 500,000 deaths in the Syrian conflict. That is the entirety of the deaths, including the Hezbollah militancy in the Syrian civil war.
And therefore what? They did nothing wrong?
No,
I'm speaking too soon. What does it matter? I'm not speaking too soon. No metric that comes from this data is real. It could be similar. It could be within a certain amount. Okay, absolutely. Sure, 100%. Okay, but them showing a screenshot, even someone you don't like, is more credible than a number that was made up. Okay, I'm sorry. You want to call them out for lying, call them out for lying, but your fucking proof is a made-up number.
Exactly.
And that is the last thing I say about it.
You erroneously claimed that they were responsible for all the deaths. You stood in front of footage. You stood in front of footage of an entire town that was destroyed by what? By barrel bombs. Who has the capacity to have a air force and use barrel bombs to destroy an entire city? Do you think...
Do a barrel roll. I don't know. What are barrel bombs, dude? Wait, are barrel bombs like the red barrels from Call of Duty? Like, are those real? Do they really just place explosive red barrels across the entire, like, battle? Somebody comes in and just puts these explosive barrels down.
Hezbollah has an
They
Air Force,
participated.
Ethan?
You're not listening. You're being silly.
Is that why you posted that photo?
Why are you defending?
Who keeps putting these red barrels everywhere? You ever play these games? It's just like they put them right next to the people who are about to get shot. The barrels are just fucking there. It's so weird.
Hezbollah's action in Syria. Do you think that's a good look?
I'm not defending that.
You sure are. You meant Hezbollah didn't do that. Hezbollah would never blow up a village in Syria.
It's mandated by international law that they put explosive red barrels, and you know they're the ones that blow up because they make them red on purpose.
You think Hezbollah has an Air Force?
Do you think I think that?
Well, you implied it when you showed a hollowed out town that was barrel bombed.
They worked
most likely
with
by Russian
the government,
forces.
bro.
So why did you use that imagery to imply that Hezbollah had killed 500,000 people?
They were complicit.
That is false. This is my main problem with you, Ethan. You are spreading.
You're defending terrorism
falsehoods.
right now, by the way.
What?
You are defending a terrorism right now.
No, dude, I'm defending the truth. How is this so hard to comprehend for you?
The truth is Hezbollah did in Syria wasn't that bad?
They did not kill 500,000
okay,
people.
Okay, so wasn't that bad? So what Hezbollah did in Syria wasn't that bad? How many did they kill?
Assad regime. You're
minimizing their actions. How many did they kill?
You're taking the responsibility away from ISIS.
This is so fucking crazy. Oh my god, dude, he's like literally fucking freaking out.
You're taking the responsibility away from the Russian.
No, I'm putting
military.
blame on Hezbollah
It's
where it belongs.
ridiculous.
How many did they kill?
I don't even know the exact number of how many they killed. I believe it's like around 2,000 to 5,000, which once again is inappropriate. I have no issue.
Did they collaborate with Assad?
They did. Yes, they did.
And so, what is the issue here exactly? You said you have no issue with them. I think that's a problem.
I think I've described it numerous times at this point. I have no issue with Hezbollah's militancy against a state.
It's just like, I'm not a terrorist supporter. I support terrorists. I am not a terrorist supporter. Here, if I explain it to you, I just support terrorists.
That is conducting a genocide.
My brain is imploding right now.
That much is very clear.
You didn't say any of that. You said I do not have a problem with Hezbollah. You're lying.
As a matter of fact, there are plenty of instances where I have talked about Hezbollah's militancy in Syria.
When you're done lying, I'll explain.
Wait, what?
Literally lying. Still lying to his audience. Can somebody please tell Hasan Piker that he is still lying to his audience?
When you're done lying, I'll explain. You didn't say that.
You said I don't.
You were talking to a normie. You were talking to a normie who didn't understand anything about the conflict, and he said, "How do we feel about Hezbollah?" A general question. How do we feel about Hezbollah? Your answer was, I don't have a problem with them.
I'm shocked how well Ethan is doing managing this he's managing this engagement well. That I would absolutely say.
Let's just say. And then, by the way, Hasan, you start trying to minimize their inclusion in this fucking wanton slaughter of Syrian civilians.
Wait, what? I'm minimizing their inclusion of the wanton slaughter.
Here's what you said because you want to be precise.
You made up
I like what you like.
Ethan, you
I don't have an issue with them. Let's just
said that they killed 500,000 civilians. What are you talking about? I did not minimize their wanton slaughter in the Syrian civil war.
Do you think that they didn't participate with Assad to make that happen? I mean, they were allies. They participated. Okay, so then why are you defending them?
Oh wait,
I'm not defending
them.
Sounds
like.
Wait, what? Wait, were they allied with Assad? Yeah, I guess they were. Wait, why are you defending them? I'm not defending them. Wait, but it sounds like you're defending them.
Again, I have already described to you that I am critical of their actions. You are misquoting me. You are misunderstanding.
I am verbatim repeating what you said. You liar.
I'm having a conversation directly with you, so I don't understand.
How can you lie to people? Like we just watched the clip.
The arbitrary number that you put there because you don't do enough research.
No, I'm not defending. I'm downplaying what they've done. It's very different.
Number was based on the totality of deaths. My claim was that they participated in it. You were not critical of their actions in this clip.
Why did you put so you're telling me you've never claimed that Hezbollah has killed more Muslims than Israel has, that IDF has?
I don't know when I think I did say that, and I think that was wrong. I was incorrect.
Yeah, you said that numerous times. You actually said you ChatGPT'd against AB when AB was like, I don't think that's correct.
Yeah, by the way, that's something I looked into, and I was actually.
I love how they oftentimes use the fact that Ethan has people who are like allowed to disagree with him on his show, and use that as like, oh look, Ethan wrong again. His fucking team had to save him, while all of these guys spread wild amounts of misinformation every single day, completely unchecked. Every time there's a checks and balance system in there to try to make the stream a little bit better, it's like a weakness or something that's bad. But like. These are like the most rampant disinformation merchants that have ever existed.
Actually wrong about that.
Oh, you've got a button that stops you from saying misinformation? What an asshole.
Sure.
Okay. Don't you feel like this kind of misinformation is somewhat... don't you think...
Yeah, like he gets fact-checked immediately and they're like, aha, I've got you. You were wrong here. It's like, yeah, thank God they Thank God we cleared that up on the show.
That saying stuff like that is going to make people infer that you might be more pro-Israel than you let on.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't
Zionist?
work like this, right? You're not just like clicking a box and you're like, well, I said it was a genocide. What more do you want from me? Okay, you did. But then you spend all of your time criticizing
responding to
people
harassment,
who are offering analysis and not justification.
Can I flip it on you a little bit?
Actually formed. You're upset.
Hassan, you're doing it. You're doing it again.
I'm not doing anything. I'm
talking,
hoping
bro.
to explain to you something so you recognize that you're wrong, as you've done twice now.
You don't need to explain anything to me. I understand
now.
your point. Don't you? So you're accusing me of being irresponsible with my words. Don't you think saying you have no issue with Hezbollah makes people think you're pro-terrorist?
I don't care that people think.
Oh, come on. There it is. There it is. Win. There it is, bro. Okay.
Hezbollah makes people think you're pro-terrorist?
I don't care that people think this. It's ridiculous.
Dude, fuck you, bro. Every single time his back's up against the wall. I don't care about this new topic.
So are people valid?
Now it's not important. I just argued with you and yelled at you for like the last fucking 7 minutes talking about this. Yeah, I don't care about it.
For thinking you're pro-terrorist?
Yeah, I don't give a dude, you're actually so unhinged right now. Are you crazy? You think I care about this? You think that I care to have this conversation I begged for months? You think I care about this?
Do you believe the State Department's designation?
Kids are dying. It's Palestine genocide. Kids dying. Kids dying. Like pulling up human shields.
Well, answer the question. Is it reasonable for people to think that you are pro-terrorist when you say I have no problem with Hezbollah?
Do you believe the State Department's designation for terrorism is valid?
You answer my question and I'll answer yours. Are people valid?
Ethan,
and
you rely heavily on your audience not really understanding the terms.
Dude, this genocide, all right? You want to hear minimizing? This genocide is the most useful tool in Hasan Piker's defense belt. Okay, that he can just whips it out, dude. He just whips out the genocide whenever it's convenient.
Are using.
Let it be noted, you are dodging.
When you say, oh, Hasan defends terrorists, okay, there's a reason why you say that. You say that to disparage me without actually addressing my arguments. And now when you're faced with...
You call me out for defending terrorists so you don't have to engage with my arguments while I defend terrorists. Great argument.
Me face to face to talk about these issues. You agree with me. So if you agree with me, you called Hezbollah a noble group. Should I just run around being like Ethan defends terrorism? I think you do, but
I said their actions were noble. I didn't call them a noble group. Again, you have a problem with the truth.
You just said that their inception was a noble one.
Yeah.
You said Hezbollah was...
It's different from saying Hezbollah is a noble organization. But I really need you to answer this. Isn't it reasonable for people to assume you're pro-terrorist if you say stuff like, I have no problem with Hezbollah? Just answer the question, yes or no?
I don't think it's reasonable for people to assume that I'm pro-terrorism because I think people are going to assume that regardless because I am.
People can assume I'm Zionist, but it's okay for it's okay for people to assume I'm Zionist.
Yes.
Got it.
Yes. Oh my God, dude. Holy shit.
The logic is clear.
Wait, yes, no, wait, you don't understand.
I get why people assume that. I get why people assume
you're pro-terrorist.
Yeah. Do you feel? Okay, let's talk about that then. Do you feel like someone being branded pro-terrorist is as impactful under the Trump administration as someone being pro-Israel is?
Well, as someone who's been branded as a pro-Israel Zionist in my space, it is a horrifically fucking it's resulted in the unbelievable, unprecedented. I've been on the internet for 10 years. Right? I've been through all kinds of controversies, all kinds of shit. I have never once in my entire life, Hasan, experienced the amount of harassment, the organized, psychotic campaign to try to ruin my life, all of my all of my employees' life, my family's.
Hey, asshole! Did you know that somebody called Frogan fat on a live stream one time? All right, that's too dismissive. But like, wait, did you not realize that Frogan is the biggest victim out of this entire thing? And yeah, I'm including the Palestinians. Are you not aware that Frogan is the biggest victim of this conflict?
Life, their family's life. This is your community acting in response to what you're saying about me being pro-Zionist. So do I think it's worse? In my experience, it's much worse.
My community that's done any of these things that you're talking about.
Okay, Hasan, can I ask you a question? Why the fuck were you browsing H3 Snark the other day and pulling clips from that?
I don't know. Someone fucking sent me a clip in the chat.
Okay.
Oh, okay, yeah. You're associated with Dan Saltman, therefore your opinion is invalid. Anyways, let me just browse the Snark subreddit and find some new arguments to use in my next stream. Holy shit, dude. So I'm the only one who's allowed to do that, by the way.
Shit and pissed about me pulling a meme from Destiny's subreddit. I have never even...
Yo! And dude, he's locked in. He's locked in.
Pulled the subreddit up. But you're on stream browsing H3 Snark. How do you explain that?
Ethan, Your entire subreddit is a snark.
No answer. No answer for that.
Subreddit dedicated to me. What the fuck?
Yeah, so's your subreddit, asshole. You could just go to r/Hasan Piker, r/H3H3, but you chose to go to fucking leftovers H3. Now, why is that?
Are you talking
That's literally
about?
not true.
I don't have a single issue at this point. What are you
You've both got subreddits who are posting shit about each other. But what about the other one? Why are you in that one?
talking about? You have personally moderated your own subreddit to turn into this, by the way. So many people that have criticized you from your own fan base have
Hasan,
left your
you
community
said your
for this
community has
reason,
nothing to
because
do
you
with
can't take
this.
a fucking ounce of criticism from your paying members.
He's going right through the fucking lobbing right through all the pre-written talking points ahead of time.
How many people are like, I love Teddy Fresh. I have so many fucking pieces of Teddy Fresh clothing. Now I feel embarrassed to wear it.
How many concerned trolls I've never seen before writing extremely cringe and stupid shit in my replies? Oh, probably a lot of them. Yeah, I know every single drama, dude. You find out all these longtime fans are done. You've never read their name before. They've never appeared in chat. They never sent $1. And even if they did, that's who cares? Right? You've never seen this person before, but they tell you they're a longtime fan. They've been with you since the beginning. It's such a weird emotional tactic that people think that we care about. Oh, look at me, dude. Longtime fan. I can't watch you anymore, buddy. It's like, I've never seen you.
Look at what he has become.
There's plenty of fans. Don't worry about that.
Problem. If you want to talk about it, from the perspective of psychoanalysis, the real reason why you've gone on this endless vendetta is because you can't comprehend the reality.
Bro, I just want to have a conversation. I don't want to just gish gallop forever.
Cultivated has a difference in opinion in the way that you've presented yourself throughout this conflict.
Please, let me just talk. You say your community has nothing to do with the harassment that I've received.
Ethan, if you
please, Hasan, let me finish a point.
If you demonstrated,
dude, you gotta let me finish a point. This is ridiculous.
I'm gonna mute you and just keep talking.
Okay, that's great. I think that means you won the debate.
Yeah. No, listen to me.
So I'm not muted. So hold on, let me finish. You gotta let me say something.
If you demonstrated a fraction of the humility you did just now, most people would not have left your community, by the way.
I don't care that they left the community. That was obvious.
You definitely do.
I've got plenty of fans left. Don't worry. Here, listen. You claim your community has nothing to do with the harassment. Yet you said in the same breath that your chat linked you to H3 Snark, the subreddit primarily responsible for coordinating that harassment, and you pulled it up on your stream.
Yeah. You have evidence that H3 Snark called CPS on you?
Did I say that?
Like random anonymous
Did I say that?
Wait.
Yeah, I said they're primarily responsible for
the actual subreddit itself. Yeah, it was actually it was the servers at Reddit that were dialing.
Asking me.
Who called CPS?
What the fuck? So I don't know. Did I?
The reason why you don't have to identify the individual person who did it is because Bad Empanada, the guy that all of these people are platforming, incited it in a video that was reacted to by members of this community without fucking question, uncritically. Okay, that's why he has the right to do that. Okay, it's because it was incited by Bad Empanada.
Claim they did? You're dodging, bro. You are absolutely dodging. You claim your community has nothing to do with the harassment, yet you were browsing H3 Snark. Now, let me ask you this, Hasan.
I think this is a loser. I think Ethan's probably said that too. I'm pretty sure he's probably said that. That's the answer for this question. Move right along. That's it.
How many times have I browsed the Destiny subreddit on my show?
Have blamed virtually everyone for calling CPS. Answer my question. What? So you don't know who called CPS, and yet for the past...
So here comes the iDubbbz narrative of it's a fallen fan. A fallen fan.
Couple of months, you've been like, it's whoever I don't like that is called CPS.
No.
And now you're claiming that my community is responsible for it.
I think it's the tone. No, bro, what is wrong with you?
Ethan's video is called Snark called CPS. Well, I think it's reasonable to come to that conclusion because Bad Empanada literally fucking posted the video. And all of these people, like, this is the community that is watching that.
Did I say your community called CPS? The harassment campaign is much more broad than that.
Yes, you're inferring it.
You can't address an actual issue, so you turn it into you're straw manning, basically. I'm saying your community is responsible for participating in this harassment campaign. You said chat sent you this link, did they not?
Yeah, see, he's fighting this in all the wrong ways. The answer is like, listen to what he just said.
Address an actual issue, so you turn it into you're straw manning, basically. I'm saying your community is responsible for participating in this harassment.
Your community is responsible for participating in this harassment campaign, but they're responsible because Hasan Piker has chosen to platform a psychopath, someone that he said is completely unhinged, that he would never show on the stream, explicitly because he was making anti-Ethan content. That person made the Jardia video. That person is the one who incited this. That person who he's promoted was then platformed by Hasan Piker's orbiters, and then, lo and behold, Child Protective Services showed up at Ethan's house. That's the narrative. That's the argument. It's not much more complicated than that.
Campaign. You said chat sent you this link, did they not?
Yes, last week. What are you talking about?
Okay, so your chat is involved with H3 Snark, which, by the way, funnily enough, the new Snark page is...
And by the way, you could just go to all these H3 Snark accounts. Many of them are cross-posters. Many of them cross-post over to Hasan Piker. Just click on their names, go scroll through, see what they look at. I constantly see this all the time. You'll see like a YouTube drama person say something crazy or whatever, and anytime I see it, I click onto their account, and it's like, oh, okay, they're in r/leftovers H3. We showed this on the stream the other day. There was some person who was like, Nick, sit down or whatever. Oh, no, go for a walk, Nick, and get offline. And then I clicked, and they were active on Snark 9 minutes ago. Well, by the time I'd gone to see it, they were active within 9 minutes on Reddit talking on Snark.
Called Leftovers H3, and it's got a picture of you in the avatar.
Shout out to Leftovers H3.
It's got a picture of you, Hasan.
Like remember we pulled up the Hasan Piker fan cam that Yeet posted? We were like the first ones to find that. The Hasan Piker fan cam, where they were like doing a video where he was like shirtless, fucking in like a dreamscape or something. That came from that subreddit.
You don't need to shout him out. You're already doing it. Don't you think that's odd?
You did it.
No, I think it's...
Also, what do you think? Like, first of all...
And also, iDubbbz has literally pulled arguments from his content cop from H3 Snark, the Icarus Drown shit. Was that not from Snark? Maybe I'm wrong about it. I'm pretty sure there's stuff definitively. I don't know if it was that specifically. There's stuff in there that proves he was using Snark to make that video.
Do you think I have any say on...
Where do you think he got that from? Maybe he found it. Maybe it was sent to him by Denims. And all these people are browsing this, dude. I don't believe for a second that they're like purists or whatever. Like all these guys are like, oh, holy shit, you use Kiwi Farms. All your opinions are invalidated while they're browsing H3 Snark.
What fucking happens in these subreddits? What are you talking about?
But you have a say what happens in your Discord and chat, which you absolutely do not moderate. And there's so much evidence of the disgusting shit.
That's also completely fucking
Well,
false.
why did you criticize XQC for not moderating his chat when you called in?
Ethan,
why
I can't believe
did you criticize XQC for not moderating his chat?
Yes, XQC has actively used this community over the course of many years at this point, as he was, doing Gamba and...
I need you to update the stream that my bird kicked my other bird. It is very important news. Okay, Starcrossed, I'm sorry to hear that. Wait, is that Stardust? Is Stardust now Starcrossed? I'm pretty sure that's Stardust now. Her 2 Frogan videos are on that channel. They're criminally underviewed. Go check those out.
Wanted to fucking keep gambling and felt bad that I was criticizing him to attack me. Okay? There's a difference.
And that's different than what your community has done.
I gotta remember that. Keep calling it Stardust. Starcrossed is the new name.
How?
What?
How is that different than your community attacking me?
Starcrossed. Love the Frogan video. See what I did there? See what I did there?
You want to know how it's different? I have an 8-minute clip compilation all the way from when our podcast ended all the way to December of 2024 where I actively defend you. That is moderating my community.
I do not give a fuck about your quote-unquote defending as your community went rabid with your approval. Please spare me.
With my approval? I just told you.
It's your community, bro. You literally say in this...
your community is repeating all of your talking points that you're pretending you don't actually have? Holy shit, dude.
Clip that. Let me play this clip for you because it will show just what a liar hypocrite you are.
I'm sorry, dude. Hasan oftentimes literally incites his audience to go harass a shitload of people. I don't mean to be a fucking asshole here and use myself as an example, but when you lead up every single time that you show me, or like at least 3 times, this guy's like, holy shit, Nick runs a Nazi podcast. Nick is a crypto-fascist. When I browse H3 Snark, you know what they repeat? Those talking points. There's posts that have like hundreds of upvotes saying that I'm a crypto-fascist giga-Nazi. All right, why is that happening? It's because Hasan Piker told them so.
Like you, big dog. I don't know what to do.
Oh, they love you, huh?
What do you want me to do?
Fucking everybody loves Hasan. Everybody loves iDubbbz.
They both need to kiss. True.
Dubs too.
Ethan,
my objective is not to be liked, Hasan. That might surprise you. It might surprise you. My objective in life is not to be liked. Or I mean, it's not to specifically be liked. That is not my objective. I know that's foreign to you.
Then why? Why are you bringing any of this up? People don't like you. I can't change that. Okay, there's plenty of people who don't like me either.
My whole career's been people not liking me, but I've never experienced this level.
I hate when people don't like me. Also, I hate when they send skeletons to my house.
Harassment. You are unwilling to contend or concede at any point that you are.
Because I'm not responsible for it. Here, play this video, Dan. Here you go.
Anyway, it's not about being liked either. It's about harassment, bro.
Go ahead.
Sorry, it's just the head. Just for context, it's just a skull. Okay. Dude, there was somebody arguing with me. They're like, dude, it's a store-bought skull. That makes it not human remains. It's like, no. That's not how human remains work. Human remains are not skulls that we like, okay? That's not how that works.
Show your audience, because you've been saying that I've been like...
Yeah, I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for it.
I sent it.
Are you...
It's embarrassing, too, hold on. Especially because of the way you behave now. Ugh.
Dan is in the bathroom, so hold on.
Dude, Dan is fucking jorking it right now in the bathroom, and you're like... Dan's like, wait, what? Wait, what? He's like pulling up his pants right now, wiping his ass. He's like, holy shit, I gotta put something on the screen.
You okay?
My argument with you in that conversation where I said there's not anything I can do was literally because of the way you were presenting yourself. In the conversation that we
fake skulls are $2,000. No, they literally are real skulls. They're real skulls that are $2,000.
had, you inferred that JVP was akin to capos. You said that from the river to sea Palestine would be free.
Like, they found the website. It is objectively a real skull.
I'm not gonna
Their argument wasn't that it was fake, is that Ethan sent it to himself. That was the snark argument. Nobody is contesting that they are real human remains.
You still mock me again. Another pathetic fucking lie. Holy shit.
You literally fucking posted about a pro-Palestinian dude on Twitter saying that he would be thrown off of roofs like fucking Hamas is ISIS. If you say all of that, if it walks like a duck, it walks like a duck, most people are gonna not think that.
Yeah, dude, I'm sorry. Kind of fucked up, Ethan. They won't fucking... Dude, Hamas is not gonna throw them off of rooftops. They're gonna rape them and kill them, okay? Be specific in your arguments.
You're a chicken. They're gonna think you're a duck.
Okay, I'm not going to get sunlocked by these insane accusations. I never called them capos. That's what you said. That's part of the harassment campaign. You put those words in my mouth, and now it's something that I still hear. I have never called them capos.
Wait. So you haven't, as recently as a month ago, still called them token Jews and that they are completely off base with the rest of the,
is that the
with
same
the rest
as
of the
capos?
movement.
Do you have a problem with like levels? It's all or nothing. Is calling someone criticizing someone to be a token the same as calling them capos?
Why would you call Jews who are standing against genocide, which you also recognize as a genocide,
Can I play this? This is
token
the clip.
Jews
Here's
that
what
are not representative of the broader movement?
Well, they're statistically
You also called Matt Lieb a capo.
Matt Lieb's a disgusting human being who platformed Bad Empanada, who's like you.
So you do have a problem. You do have a problem with
Matt Lieb specifically.
Who the fuck wouldn't have a problem with Matt Lieb? The guy took a shot at CPS coming to Ethan's fucking family. The guy literally is like one of the biggest Bad Empanada shells. Matt Lieb sucks, dude. Absolutely.
Jews that you don't like, and you are quick
I have
to
a
call
problem
them
with Matt
capos.
Lieb, who's platforming Bad Empanada. Yes, clearly. Is there? You don't like Bad Empanada. You understand? A year ago, you were talking about how crazy he was.
But
it's so funny that Hasan watches every Bad Empanada video, but the ones that criticize him. Oh, another Ethan video. Throw that on the fucking TiVo.
Yeah, but I'm not.
But suddenly, when he
Here's
starts
the
talking
difference.
about me,
Here's
he's
the
your best
difference,
friend.
Ethan.
Interesting.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I think Bad Empanada is insane. But you know.
Bad Empanada is insane, but it really is useful to watch all these videos on stream. Like, my little attack dog does so well. He says all the stuff that I can't say.
But I also
and all this sudden you love his.
He's unsuable. He has no reputation to lose. He is the perfect soldier for Hasan Piker.
Videos. Why is that?
Bad Empanada.
Why do you love his videos suddenly? Before you pledged never to watch his videos on stream. Why do you love them now?
Oh, because he did not want me reacting to his videos.
That is
that was the reason why. Yeah, he was against reactions. That's what he said in all those clips. Yeah, that's a good one.
Insane.
Total fucking lie.
Pathetic. Bold-faced lie.
That's what it is. No, he said.
You literally told. Oh my god, dude.
I have.
Okay, first of all, let me play this clip of you criticizing XQC.
Okay, wait. You
all
can't
these other you asked for it. Actually, hold on. You asked for this. Here's what you said.
Because it's not something.
Oh my
he would
god!
ever
Wait,
ask
I sent
for.
you a clip. All these other content creators actually, whipping their communities when their chat is going fucking absolutely bananas.
I can't believe he just bold-faced lied that hard in the middle of this conversation. When you do stuff like that, it really starts to make me think about all the other shit that we let go. Probably not worth fighting him on that one. I'm not really super sure about that one, but let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Then he just straight up lies like that, and you're like, oh, shit, wait a minute. Oh, have I been too charitable, chat?
Random dumb shit and bringing my name up for no fucking reason. That you were just allowing that shit to run rampant in your chat, and I thought that was fucked up. Ethan, I love you, but there's only so much I can do, especially as someone who thought we were fucking friends. I think that's a reasonable expectation for someone who you consider to be a friend.
The problem wasn't that he was so
Yeah, you have to show my clip now.
It makes sense.
Okay, no, great. Show my clip.
Sure.
Oh, we can't talk. We've shown it. Now we can't talk about it. Move right on to the next subject.
Show my clip that I sent Dan.
Yeah, no problem. So here you go. I'm gonna pull it up for you. Oh yeah, TikTok. This is gonna be good. Ethan Klein debunked 7 minutes, bro. Hold on, I'm not gonna watch this.
Wait, a 7-minute TikTok?
Clip. What do you want me to watch?
7 minutes.
Could you imagine? It's like fucking. It's just a TikTok of some fucking doctor explaining schizophrenia. And he's like, this is you, Ethan. This is what I wanted you to pull up.
Of it.
Okay, you think if I just play it from the beginning, they'll get the gist of it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you'll get it.
Right.
And you can skip towards like the end too if you want, like towards the
By
middle.
the way, this has 1,000 likes.
Yeah,
bro.
it's like 14 pages.
Oh, are you name searching yourself or what?
No, the person who made it sent it to me.
Oh, okay. Nice. I guess it's hard hitting.
Ethan is a mega Zionist. You are wrong. Okay. Trust me. I don't think you know. I don't think you know many Zionists if you think Ethan is a mega Zionist. Not even close, dude. Time and time.
Funnily enough, that's still true.
Again, I've spoken about how.
Wait,
Ethan
I'm sorry. Hold on. How old is this clip? Is he wearing Teddy Fresh when he says it? Is that a Teddy Fresh color block hoodie? How old is this clip? This is October 2020. Oh, so maybe not.
Been close, dude. Time and time.
Funnily enough, that's still true.
This is like the week. That's the week he's fighting with Frogan, right?
I've spoken about how Ethan is not your enemy. A person who cries when a Palestinian child dies is not your enemy. Okay? He's not. I've said these exact words over and over again.
The problem is that your community is obviously unhinged, and if you don't defend me, my community is going to get mad at you. It's definitely just an optics play, which, by the way, you never stuck to.
Shut up. Keep playing.
Let me guess. It's more videos of you defending me?
Keep playing. Enough. I told people in this community and people everywhere that will listen to what I have to say that you have to choose who you're actually angry at. There are people who are so loud and so proud about the ethnic cleansing campaign the Palestinians are experiencing currently. Go yell at them. He's been shitting on you on his members-only streams. I don't care. I don't care. Bro literally shot on you yesterday and his coworker for saying from the river to the sea, sorry, dog. I don't care. I
don't understand. Okay, how does this make the rape denial better? Like, does it debunk the content nuke video if Hasan like feigned caring to his audience?
I mean, I watched a minute of it. I really don't give a fuck what you said.
Keep going.
No, why?
No.
It's 7 minutes long, bro.
Lot of your
Spare
clips.
the
Keep
audience.
going. This is about you. Go on.
What are we going to glean from watching longer?
Keep playing it. This is just November 1st.
Nah,
he's like completely absolved now.
Go to the middle. I know what it is. You talk kindly about... Okay, here, I'll go to the middle for you, okay?
This is the first clip after the breakup. Oh, okay.
You think I'm not moderating my fucking community?
Bro, I have so many of those clips, dude. You know, like, everyone, like me and somebody else have a falling out. Like the first stream is like, hey, listen, guys. All right. We're going to be moving on from this situation. Everybody's still cool. We're not going to be talking about it anymore. It's super unfortunate. We really miss we miss doing content together anyway. Then the next one is like this fucking scumbag piece of shit. Like now, and then like something happens and like 6 months later, everyone hates each other.
You absolutely are not.
I think that literally happened with Bo Blacks, like initially with Bo Blacks.
People stop yelling about you at
this happens in every situation.
Okay, let me go to the middle.
But again, in his defense, this is a long clip. It might be in chronological order.
You can have your thing and then we'll move on.
And it frustrates me to no fucking end. I've told you this time and time again in this time frame, just like I kept telling you, Ethan is not your enemy over and over again. That's why I love iDubbbz, Ethan as well. People that have actually changed course, recognize their mistakes.
Okay, I mean, yeah, we get the idea. It's fine. You know what I mean? You're the best friend ever. By the way,
whoa.
No, whoa. My turn.
Well,
you were just screaming, play the video. You told me to shut up.
I wasn't moderating my community and claiming that
you screamed to shut up and play the video. So I'm going to ask you to return the favor at this moment. You claimed that you didn't watch. Here's what you said about Bad Empanada. You lied to me and said you don't watch his videos because he asked you not to. Magically, when he started talking about me, you became his biggest fan and you watch his videos on your stream.
It's smart to cut back to Bad Empanada because it was very obvious that part made it uncomfortable.
Regularly, which has resulted in an explosion of his popularity. Here's what you said about him a year before this conflict.
Banana video on
nice shirt, by the way.
I'm just letting you guys know. If you think I'm gonna fucking watch a YouTube essay from a dude literally openly antagonistic towards me watching fucking YouTube videos, you're out of your fucking mind, okay? You think I want him to write like 700 hours worth of new YouTube essays about how I have wronged him? I don't want that. I don't want that at all, okay?
Yeah, genocide
propaganda will come.
Thanks for watching. That's in the clip. Ethan, you keep doing this thing.
Thanks for watching.
The clip.
Yeah, keep playing them.
Go support this.
I played the clip. Just chill out.
I said it. I told you why I wasn't watching Bad Empanada.
Yeah, that's not the only clip of where you talked about Bad Empanada, dude. There's like 7 of them.
Oh God, Hasan, you're talking over the clip. You need to let it play, okay? You're making the clip unwatchable.
Mine, okay? You think I want him to write?
Bro, it's just a minute long. You can chill for a minute.
Will come. Thanks for watching.
What?
Free Palestine. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, go support this dipshit that I do appreciate, regardless of my disagreements with him.
That's you now.
On his
This is a terrible clip for Ethan to pull up, though. That was definitely not the clip he wanted.
And the ways that he conducts himself with regular frequency. Because ultimately, his product, his YouTube essays, as a standalone...
Yeah, this is the thing. His essays is a standalone entity. Do not go on his Twitter. He's crazy.
Entity is always solid. Rick's such a fucking freak, dude. Oh my lord, he is such a goddamn freak. He is the most insane person. He has like 7,000 accounts. I just said I have an official blockade on Bad Empanada videos on this broadcast while I'm live. That's number one. And number two, he's not just mean on Twitter. He is a psychopath.
Yeah, this is what you want to lead with. Now how come Hasan is not jumping in here, chomping at the bit to get involved with this clip?
Okay, the idea that he's just
correct. By the way, the guy who's a psychopath, who's not just mean on Twitter, who has 7,000 accounts.
I'm gonna watch every Ethan Klein video he makes. Yeah,
is somebody that you gleefully platform his videos about me. So just saying, your community doesn't do harassment, right? Let's just promote Bad Empanada, who literally exists to harass people by your own fucking definition.
Yeah, now he's going to keep dialing back to the first clip.
None of the things that you just showed
is ridiculous. He is not just
you're doing it right now.
Most insane person on Twitter. Yeah, let me go watch a video about a dude who constantly talks about how I'm fucking a reactionary fake socialist because I watch people's videos. That seems like a good idea. It's age restricted, which means there's like TOS violations galore in there. Fucking Bad Empanada. The cringiest, like classic angry leftist who never shuts the fuck up and is just angry at the entire planet. Anyway, let's continue.
Why is he a terrorist? He's an Arab in Yemen. Why else would he be a terrorist, right?
Someone who, by the way, yes, you're. By the way, you couldn't even watch a fucking 7-minute video of me actually defending you to your audience because that would kind of betray the narrative.
It's almost done. It's almost done. It's almost done.
He would perhaps benefit tremendously if I did watch his YouTube videos on this channel, but I'm never gonna fucking do that.
So you said he would benefit tremendously if I watched him, but I will never fucking do that until he starts shitting on Ethan. By the way, my community doesn't harass people.
It's definitive fucking, like, there's no argument for this.
That's not true.
Here's Ban Empa Panda, dude.
Explain to you
Absolutely, provably, empirically true.
Do you want to hear my perspective, or do you want to fucking just keep playing clips that your production team put together? Okay, so Bad Empanada.
Sorry for preparing.
At least it wasn't Destiny's community this time. Holy shit.
No, there's no problem with that. I mean, you're still doing a horrible job at it, but it's all good.
We'll see.
So Bad Empanada is crazy. I still say that. He attacks me all the fucking time. He says I'm a Jewish exceptionalist Zionist. Okay, like. There's disagreements that I have with Bad Empanada. There's disagreements with his tactics, as I've shown in that video, as I've said in that video. There's disagreements with the way he presents himself. But if you notice,
what's the crazy doxer? Yeah, we have a few disagreements on how he handles things.
In that video, I also said something. His work on YouTube, okay, his work on his YouTube essays stands alone. Bad Empanada.
What about his videos attacking me? Are those? Is that part of his great body of work?
Bad Empanada on his YouTube essays.
He's just some inbred retard rambling into the camera. I'm like, what is, dude? He just says shit that you agree with.
Especially when it's issue specific, are actually very instructive.
Then why are you watching one called Ethan Klein as a Zionist baby killer? Why are you watching that one? Is that part of his master body of collection? Is that part of the Criterion collection there, buddy?
Yes.
Why does Bad... Okay, it is good. Why does Bad Empanada role play hunting Hila and killing her in video games?
Have I ever said that I think that's appropriate?
I think... No, of course not. But what you are doing is an endorsement.
Oh my god, dude. This is such a losing argument from Hasan. I don't endorse that they did a murder simulator on your wife, but like he does put out a lot of good. He puts a lot of good into the world. Meanwhile, if you're loosely associated with any Reddit post that has come from Destiny's subreddit, you're a Destiny supporting shill. This is a super horrible argument for him to even try to play right now.
Do I agree with you that Bad Empanada is crazy and also does crazy shit because he's a fucking scraggly internet troll who is, once again, as a separate, you like to compartmentalize Israel proper from doing a genocide. I like to compartmentalize the content that I'm consuming from a guy who I do think is doing well-sourced, well-researched YouTube essays.
Like if you literally hit Hasan over the head, like don't do that obviously, but if you hit Hasan over the head and he had like long-term memory loss, he would be literally talking about how Destiny's recent Pixie stuff is not important because he does way too much to help the left. All right, you could, like, this guy, if he literally didn't have like a long-term memory of why he doesn't like Destiny, he would be arguing in his favor right now.
So happens to be a fucking freak who
literally Klein is a Zionist dog, and by the way, I want to kill his wife.
The reason why that blockade ended, and I've watched other videos that are not related to you from Bad Empanada in the past on this broadcast as well.
How many?
The reason why that blockade ended
How many have you watched not about me?
What?
How many videos of his have you watched that are not about
He'd be giving like a because it's an election year meme. It's so funny.
About me?
I don't know.
Maybe, I don't know. No idea. Maybe one?
I watched a fuck ton, though. I watched a fuck ton of Bad Empanada videos.
And are most of them about me?
No, not all of them are about you.
Actually, this segues perfectly.
And wait, I'm just curious. Has Bad Empanada changed his position on React content? Has he been like, Hasan, I am happy for you to watch my video? And if he did, it's probably specifically because he's been getting a bunch of clout from the... Well, it's so funny. Wait, he actually... Hasan finally turned an anti-React channel into a pro-React channel by just peppering him with subs, viewers, and likes.
Claim I'm obsessed with you.
It does exist. Oh shit, dude, all the droids are having a nice vacation.
That's part of the narrative, right?
He finally gave someone that fat bump he was talking about for years.
Me claiming that, Ethan. I think at this point, a lot of people see it, right?
Very good. Well, let's see. Ugh, God damn it. Well, I got to refresh this. So here's an example from one of these clip channels. These are all different clips, right? Over a 2-month period, there's edited down 24 hours of you talking about me. 24 hours. That's over the...
These are most likely...
Hold on.
These are fan channels.
Let me... Over 60-day period, that's 24 minutes per day.
Ethan, these are fan channels. This is disingenuous. You're presenting the same. You're presenting.
Okay, first of all, I'm just showing how much you talk about me on stream. Second of all,
Wait, no, but there's still your content, dude. If they can clip that much content of you, who cares if it's a fucking fan channel, bro? There's a genocide going on. There's a genocide going on right now. And you spoke for him for 24 consecutive hours. I actually did get spoiled by this argument. He's eventually going to say that you made 100 IG posts about me, as if an IG post is equal to 24 hours of news coverage.
The fan channel defense is let me finish. The fan channel thing is a clever part of your disinformation campaign to avoid any responsibility. And the fact is, if I wanted to show all your fan channels, this is how many fucking videos was uploaded about me in the last 22 days. You think that's regular?
Oh, he had this locked up? Oh, that's so funny, dude. Holy shit. Wait, you literally just walked into it. That's great. Okay. All right. That's nuts.
You think that's regular?
Either I have no control over my fan channels. What do you mean? You're literally
you
showing
have
the same...
absolute control over your fan channels. You're not even... Dude, I have no control over my fan channels. You're the thing they're clipping. You're the content. 100%. What are you talking about, dude? What the fuck?
One thing on
66
on my Twitch
videos
stream,
about me.
I say one thing on my Twitch stream, fan channels make the video of the same thing over and over
love
again.
it. It's all part, so you don't ever have to accept responsibility.
A lot more than it actually is, but it's actually the same fucking video.
Yeah. No. Well, so yeah, this is the no.
It's the same moment.
No. This has the same moments. The last one does not.
Same moment multiplied.
No,
Go
this
back
one
to the
does not have this.
photo.
No, this one does not have the same moments. This one is unique. Times you talked about me on your stream. Well, why are you deny that you talked about me for 24 hours of unedited content the past 2 months, 24 minutes per day, 7 days a week?
For the past 2 months.
Yes, 24 minutes a day.
I don't deny that, probably.
Okay, so
because I think you are up until this very moment, you have presented yourself as someone who is actually playing a formative role in deplatforming pro-Palestinian content creators. That was the reason why I'm having this conversation with you.
It's like, hey, why are those? Wait, why do we think that those pro-Palestinian content creators should get taken down? Like the way he's describing it, it's like, holy shit, dude, this is a Muslim. Get them off the stream. There's no context as to why people would be talking about them getting. By the way, I think temporary bans. That's what I've been saying. These people need to get hit with like 48-hour bans, 24-hour bans, maybe more if they keep going. But if they're left completely unchecked, they're going to cause a fucking adpocalypse to the channel, to the platform, 100%. Because if people like Dan Saltman and Ethan Klein didn't criticize these practices, it inevitably would have happened anyway. That's the direction the fucking platform was headed in.
Also, now, I'm glad that you brought up the obsession.
Do you think this is reasonable?
I have some numbers as well.
Hold on, you're accusing me of being obsessed, Hasan. Is this
like he's talking about it like it was like, holy shit, a brown person, get them off the site. that's the way he's describing this. Zero context as to why anyone would be concerned about these things.
Reasonable? Or is this obsessed behavior? At what point does it become obsessed behavior? At 30 minutes per day? Because I don't talk about you that much, not even close.
Ethan, I have some information as well to present to you.
Go ahead. And by the way, just take this in, okay?
On your Instagram stories alone, since January 1st, 2025. Hold on. Let me pull this up really quickly.
Yeah, I actually, this is pre-watch, Nick. I actually got this one.
You have, on your Instagram stories, not including clips, since January 31st, you have mentioned me 110 times.
What? Based on what? I don't believe that.
On your Instagram
wait, hold on.
story
From what period?
posts
From what period of time?
January 31st.
Hold on. Since what?
So in the last 4 months, you have talked about me 100 times, and some of these are multiple spurts in a single day. Like, dude, that's not comparable to like the amount of footage you could probably find where Hasan is talking about Ethan in that same time frame.
Oh, that's you, not fan channels.
I'm asking you for
your
what date?
Instagram.
What's
and
your
the
date?
thing is, by the way, Ethan has specifically been talking about Hasan. He's not trying to hide the fact that he has discussed Hasan, except for I think he does deny this here. But the point is, like, he's very, very public about the fact that he's fighting him. Hasan is the one who's oftentimes trying to be like too good for the discourse, so it's much more hard-hitting when you see how much Hasan is actually engaged, because he's acting like he's not engaging at all, whereas Ethan has been.
The date, I'm asking.
January 31st,
2023?
January 31st, on your Instagram stories.
What year?
Not including clips.
What year?
You have mentioned
me.
2025.
So you're saying I storied about you 100 times this year? That's an
absolute... I could totally see that being the case.
You fucking lie. Show me the evidence of that. Show me your evidence. I've got pictures. What do you got? I talked about you 110 times. Show me.
Clips. You have basically 1.2 posts per day about.
I definitely have more tweets about Hasan in that time frame than he has Instagram posts.
Me, 9 stories per.
Whoever propped him up fed him a number that just so happens to be a dog whistle for the number of countries that Jews were kicked out of. Wait, is that true? Can somebody factually check that? Wait, that is...
Show me your evidence. I've got pictures. What do you... That's an absolute fucking lie.
Wait, is that true? Is 110 the Jew number? I'm looking up 110 Jew. Is it 109 different countries? Jews expelled from 109 different countries. I don't think it's 110.
Show me the evidence of that. Show me your evidence. I've got pictures. What do you got?
I actually saw like a crazy YouTube short about that the other day. It was like super anti-Semitic. It was like, if your friend gets kicked out of 109 bars, is it the bar's fault that they've kicked him out? And then there's like some blonde bimbo who's like, I guess it would probably be like...
I talked about you 110 times. Show me.
Clips. You have basically 1.2 posts per day about me.
Okay, so it's been fact checked by a true American patriot.
9 stories per week.
Where are you? Show me the evidence.
We tabulated it.
Hold 110 on. Is to say this country should be next. I don't know.
Let me see if I can find the dump.
I don't know. Dude. I don't know enough about fucking gaslights, dude. Not gaslights. I don't know enough about dog whistles, bro.
Oh.
As a crypto fascist, I am actually I'm an understaffed crypto fascist. I don't have all the narratives, dude.
Son,
it's shocking. It shocked you, it seems.
Sure, yeah, but this isn't a somehow. By the way, this doesn't surprise you. 66 videos about me in the last 2 months. They're not my channels. They operate with your approval, under your direction. It's part of your disinfo campaign to avoid.
Okay, Turkey Tom in chat has said Jews are not banned from Dave and Buster's. Okay, and Turkey Tom is like a residential neo-Nazi, so we actually have proof of that now. There we go. Fuck, dude. Holy shit, I'm getting mauled right now, like Darth Maul in Star Wars.
Responsibility is so obvious.
Within the context. It's almost always within the context of you literally fucking...
Thank you, Tom. Thank you. Jews are not banned from Dave and Buster's. Thank you, Turkey Tom.
Hostweet, when are we in agreement?
Hasan, you say...
Tom Dark has come to my channel. He's become Tom Light.
And I said my
You're
video
streaming
is bad,
it, bro.
Wait.
You're streaming the hate videos. You're streaming. This is what you stream. I make a
your
story.
entire fucking stream is a hate video. What are you talking about? Your entire subreddit is a hate subreddit against me, which is fine. You want to do that? You can do that. That's precisely the reason why Reddit literally got back to you when you fucking cried to them about the snark channels and said, "What are you talking about? You basically have a harassment channel on Reddit. How are you complaining about this?" Not only that, but you also tried to sue anonymous Redditors to dox them.
When did I try to sue? Whoa.
You wanted to dox them to their families.
What? This is on your
frivolous lawsuits to Redditors, to anonymous Redditors, knowing full well that they would be scared into submission. You also posted about that on your Instagram stories as well.
By the way, all right, I think that's the basest part. Like, that's the best part of this, is that he scared a bunch of Redditors into shitting themselves and shutting an entire subreddit down. Absolutely. Go type in on H3 Snark and go read what they wrote about DeOrio and tell me how much I should feel bad for them that these little fucking rat fucks had to sit and cry and get scared for the night where they thought the big mean Ethan Klein lawsuit was going to be in the mail the next day. I think that, honestly, it should be make vocal unhinged fans scared again. Should be like the 2025 motto. Holy shit. I'm The verdict is out on whether I would defend these people. If Ethan went ahead and sued them, I would need to see that on the actual thing. But holy fuck, dude, do I think they deserve to shudder in fear for a night? That'd be very funny.
Full well that they would be scared into submission. You also posted about that on your Instagram stories as well, Ethan.
Can anonymous Redditors...
Weren't they sharing his paywalled content? The point that Ethan makes is that they were posting stuff like, hey, don't give this a click on Ethan's channel. Here's a re-upload. And those were the things he had DMCA'd. That's his argument. But again, I have not seen this stuff. I don't know the nature of the lawsuit. The clips aren't there. I don't know how long they are. I can't make any pro or against Ethan judgment until I have more context.
Defame you and harass you? Can anonymous posters
freedom of speech, dude, this is the best part. The best part of being a freedom of speech enthusiast is that I'm not a freedom of speech absolutist. Every freedom of speech absolutist gets canceled because they start debating fucking like child porn or something on social media. Have you noticed this? Everyone who calls himself a free speech absolutist has some weird CP conversation on social media, and then everyone stops calling them. They just stop going on shows. That's the only way that you can be a free speech absolutist, is if you have a really bad take on like child porn or something. No, realistically, my principle says that, like, I might not agree with this lawsuit. My principle doesn't say I have to defend people who are completely fucking slandering me. It just means I'd abstain from the conversation if I don't support it. That's where I would stand on it. Yeah, I don't know. I think these people deserve to sweat. Just my opinion.
Literally posted fake, they doctored posts.
I'd be like, oh yeah, that's pretty bad. I don't really agree with that. And then I'd cover whatever else is on the topic or the docket that day. You're not entitled to my support.
Posted it on our subreddit saying I was banning people who were wishing a happy Ramadan. Okay, and that went viral.
I don't even know what the deal was. I don't even know what the fuck that was about.
Well, it's an outright lie. Hold on, dude. Let me respond.
Did you or did you not get your lawyer?
You need to stop because I'm going to.
Did you or did you not get your lawyer to try to bully, extort people? There are anonymous Redditors.
Who's extorting?
They said some shit about you.
Bro, let me answer. Are you just going to fucking
get?
Okay, you want to make this interview unwatchable? Is that your goal? Yeah, kind of, right? So let me talk.
And by the way, just for example, right? It's not like, oh, Nick DeOrio is a big fat meanie, okay? This is like the nature of clips that I'm talking about when I say that I'm being like legit defamed on this subreddit, and I'm not surprised that people are taking issue with them. Let me grab, where's the, oh, here. So this is like a recent post that was posted on Snark that like prompted this discussion. IDF terrorist runs defense for this guy famously known for, and they're referencing me. His program Rape Review, just to be clear, Ultimate Rape Review, stalking and sending threats to developers and actors. This has literally never happened. Repeatedly wanting to hit and abuse women. There's absolutely no evidence of this claim. Calling for mass murder of white people. There's literally nothing on that either. And isn't he a pedophile too, for good measure? Like, these are the types of posts that we're discussing here. There's hundreds of upvoted, there are posts with hundreds of upvotes calling me a neo-Nazi, repeating things Hasan has just said on stream as if they're factually accurate. This is the kind of stuff that I'm talking about. But he's doing copyright stuff. That's not defamation or whatever. And it's not like you can go sue an individual Redditor. There's no recourse for that. For like defamation or something. That's just why I don't feel bad. And I think it's funny that they're sweating. That's just my personal opinion.
Anonymous posters, okay, were showing pictures of the front of our office, organizing to meet there. They were
where is the forensic evidence for those claims true?
I know you haven't seen it, but it's true. They have documented that I have proof of them faking a post saying I was banning people wishing Ramadan that was posted to Snark that went viral in your community. It was picked up by people in your community, leftist Twitter, TikTok, etc. It was an outright lie. It was defamation. And by the way,
does it bother you? I'll tell you right now, it actually doesn't bother me. I like to use it to then go on stream, and then I get another segment where people send me shitloads of money to read it. I think it's hilarious. To be honest, I don't know. I'm a little fucking. I understand why people have issues with it, but it's perfectly fine for me. I can profit from it.
Yeah, those people should be held accountable.
When is this where I've talked about you, Ramadan, whatever the fuck?
I go out of my way. I actively seek things out so I can showcase them to everybody.
Explaining the context, dude. You're accusing me of something.
I'm this moment. What are you talking about,
bro? You're unreal. I'm explaining the context. How's that weird? You accuse me of something. I'm explaining why.
Because you're saying that I'm responsible for this when I have no fucking clue.
No, I'm not.
What you're talking about? I only saw the litigation.
Hassan, is it ever okay to sue a random Redditor for a reason? Is there ever a good reason?
There could be.
Okay, very good. Well, they were fucking.
Do you think? Okay.
About
this
great.
Instance,
it's not that crazy then.
One of the Redditors that you sued.
I didn't sue anyone.
Not only did you sue for copyright infringement,
Hassan, you're lying. You are absolute. Hold on, you're lying. So
in the process of suing them for copyright infringement, your lawyer demanded such insane things. Your only option to avoid litigation.
Just made the content deputy part with Creator Clash. My man, not only did you win, we all won. This coverage for the next month is going to be glorious. Yeah, you can check back. We actually reacted to it already, but I'll prioritize that one for release. We'll try to get that out Monday.
You provide our office with all correspondence you've had with the moderators of H3 Snark. You provide our office with all correspondence you've had with other H3 Snark users. You provide our office with all correspondence you have had with Reddit.
Why?
What does that mean?
Do you know why?
You provide our office with information.
He's making the argument that people inside of Reddit are assisting Snark, which I've yet to see any evidence of, but I can totally believe it's occurring based off the fact that like these subreddits are clearly breaking Reddit's policies, and there's absolutely none of these things are getting banned for some of the horrific shit they're writing there. When Reddit is known to crack down on this exact type of thing and ban communities like this.
Regarding the identities of
I could believe it, but I would need to see evidence before I say it definitively.
Snark moderators.
You know why?
What does that mean? And then your
I'm
lawyer
trying to
says,
tell you. You just asked me what does it mean, bro.
If you do not or cannot satisfy all 5 conditions, TEI will sue you for copyright infringement and misrepresentation.
Okay, so first of all,
does the lawyer think that you can just like, make people dance?
All right.
If they
do
got him on a copyright
you have
claim?
a conversation, or do you want to just talk uninterrupted? I mean, that's what you do every day. Let's have a conversation.
Let's talk now.
Okay. All right.
Sure.
Do you know why we sent them that letter?
I don't.
Well, well, I mean, do you think that the context might be important?
Sure.
Okay, so then what the fuck are you doing?
I'm listening. I'm waiting for you to explain. Just like you didn't explain why you had 110 Instagram stories, by the way.
Dude, holy shit. I'm listening. Immediately jumps in and starts another tangent.
Which was
this
shocking
person.
to
Stay on task, Ethan.
By the way, these people were committing continual copyright infringement. They were posting clips with the stated intention, Hasan, of stealing views from us. This person, we took down the DMC post, and they erroneously.
From you how?
I'm sorry. Do you want me to respond? This person.
It is a super common thing to see on these subreddits where they have posts saying, "Do not watch the original piece of content. Here is a re-upload." That is like obviously something you can't do. Now, is someone going to always come after you and sue you for copyright infringement? No, but it is extraordinarily stupid if they're actually doing this to post something with the caption, "Don't give them the view. Click this one instead."
Stealing views from you how?
Because they
By
say
posting on Reddit?
Yes, duh. What the fuck are you talking about?
If you're explicitly saying like I don't know.
Really?
So you're admitting that you literally filed a fucking frivolous.
Really are stupid.
A frivolous. The year is 2175. Mankind has taken to the stars. Disease is no longer a thing. And Hasan Piker is still talking. Oh my God. Thank you for the dono.
Copyright infringement lawsuit.
Do you know what a lawsuit?
Fair use.
Do you know the difference between a letter and a lawsuit?
Filed a frivolous lawsuit to try and stop people from criticizing you on Reddit.
Did I say?
Dude, I love that. He explains in detail why he filed the lawsuit. But not even filed. Why he sent a cease and desist. And he's like, dude, what the fuck? You literally want people to stop fucking criticizing you on Reddit?
You know how many people criticize me on my Reddit?
I didn't say
you know
criticize.
How many people criticize me on your
Reddit?
Reddit?
None. I'm banned from your Reddit. Dude, they ban the fuck out of you if you criticize people from your Reddit.
God, this is so
Imagine
pointless.
if I was fucking suing them.
Bro,
how much would you talk about that?
You know what? I want to ask you something. They're posting paywalled content and saying, watch it here so that you don't support Ethan. Okay? Spare me. Now, let me ask you a question because this is fucking dumb. Okay? You always say that whenever, first of all, let me give you a stat.
Yeah, fucking Hasan. Every time he has nothing to say.
You've watched 11 hate videos about me since this has started. Do you know how many I've watched about you on stream?
Your whole stream is a hate video.
Zero. I've had zero people hold my hand through some obscene hate videos. You've watched 11 of them. Now, let me ask you this. Whenever I make a response to these videos, for example, the content cop, you say you don't have time because you need to get to the news, which is something important. Then how the fuck do you have 19 hours straight, uninterrupted, to watch 11 hate videos, but you're not willing to show my response? Don't you think that's a bit cowardly?
Yes.
No, I don't.
Wow,
because what's cowardly is ducking me for the past 4 months.
Oh, God. Dude, I can't watch the video. I was demanding you come and talk to me. Well, how well is that going for you right now? I mean, I think that there have been some blows that Hasan has definitely gotten some yardage off of here, but this is not the fucking victory he was claiming it was going to be. This looks really fucking bad for the guy who's been talking shit for months.
When you dropped the content nuke, I said, I'm willing to talk to you. And you knew it wasn't going to look good, as today has demonstrated.
I said just
and that's
watch
precisely why you tried to...
you didn't earn that as today has demonstrated, did you, though?
Add additional qualifications to it, like, oh, just watch my video, just watch my video.
That's super reasonable. Why the fuck would I have a conversation with you about a video you haven't seen?
Because it's me. I'm speaking.
It's not a biography. You understand that, right? Do you understand the difference between a biography and a video that's critical of your positions? Do you understand the difference?
I will say that people oftentimes say Hasan's not a socialist, but he's got the disinformation tactics down pat. Like, he's figured it out.
Hold on, do you understand? Because I'm not sure you understand.
What's interesting,
it's not a biography, Hasan. It's not about the points in your life, about your mom and your dad and growing up with your family. I'm making specific arguments that I've articulated that you have not seen. So how the
fuck... Very poorly, by the way.
How do you know that? You haven't watched it.
Because I'm talking to you.
Because I've watched 11 hate videos.
And you haven't articulated a single good point yet. But...
By the way, I said I would debate you if you watched it. It's very simple.
I'll tell you why. You
were dodging as fuck.
Because I responded to your context nuke before the nuke came out.
Which you can't provide, by the way.
There's a video on my channel. There's a video on my channel that I urge all of you who are interested to go and watch. It is sitting at like, what, 600,000 views? Not that many people watch it as opposed to the content nuke, okay? in that video, you will notice that months prior to Ethan's context puke, months prior to that, I addressed every single claim he made.
You didn't watch
in his
the video. How do you know
do
that?
I have
Careful,
the capacity?
Hasan, your destiny is showing.
You didn't watch the video.
Do I have the capacity
so
to
where'd
see
you
the
get the
future?
list?
It's been like 7 hours. No, it's actually been 7 hours, 4 minutes, and 37 seconds. I'm having fun.
Do someone send you a list of all my points?
How?
Why not
How
just
did
watch
I
the video
answer all
then?
of his
Why not
questions?
just watch the video? It seems
Wait,
cowardly.
wait,
You're
do I
like,
get a
I
list
don't want
of
to
all
watch
your
the video.
points?
Just send me a
Do I get a
list
list
of
of all
all
your
the
points,
things. So
Ethan?
I don't. I can't
Ethan?
get.
Just send me like an organized list personally of your gripes with me, and we can engage with them that way. It's just so fucking pathetic. He has said from the very beginning that he would hop on and debate with Hasan as soon as he watches the video. That is a reasonable prerequisite to have. Okay, now he's literally shown up without that. Hasan has refused to show his audience these clips. Ethan has decided to go ahead, not only talk to him, but Sam Cedar anyway. And Hasan's still like, you're a coward, bro. You're literally a fucking coward, bro. I've been begging for this debate for months. And all he's proven here is that, like, he was begging for a debate that he didn't look as good in as he thought he would.
I want to get my feelings hurt, and maybe
Ethan,
he's making a good point.
You have, in
Why
the
not watch the
cringiest ways
video?
possible, considered yourself to be Kendrick Lamar in this beef, this
Who wrote that? Because dude.
one-sided beef that you created. In
What is this Kendrick Lamar thing, this back-to-back shit that's happening right now? I guess that's more of a Drake thing.
Initially.
That's
That I
right.
didn't respond to until you tried to
Kendrick Lamar has ruined like an entire generation of YouTube drama.
platform me and people who
It's
are
just-
pro-Palestine. Okay,
Who cannot?
So
by
let
the
me
way,
explain to you
being
something.
pro-Palestine
Why
means
did I
you are
have-
infallible,
why did
can
I
never
have
be
all the
criticized. That's
information?
awesome logic.
Why
You
did
want
I
to talk
have all
about the content,
information that I
Nuke?
actually
Hasan?
responded to?
Hasan, you want to talk about the content, Nuke? Can you name one clip that was out of context? You call it the context puke. Name one clip that was taken out of context. Go ahead.
Watch my video and you'll find out.
Name one. What's out of
Sexual
context?
assault is that one of the clips that you used. one
It's
of the
so
clips
over. We're so over, chat. All of our good graces have ended. We have been defeated.
that you used in your context, Nuke, was the claim that I deny rapes happen. It was from
I showed evidence. That wasn't out of context. That was
I reject you conceding. Well, if I was one of those people, I would be like, nah, dude, he's just walking it back. He's obviously being malicious here.
Opinion.
At the time, that thing that you clipped, where me being like, rapes happening do not change.
Dude, I can sneed.
The dynamic for me, which was about.
We talked about this, bro. Can we please talk about something else? It's exhausting.
That argument, quite literally,
Why are we
was
going
me
over this again, dude?
defending the likelihood of rapes happening, Ethan.
I want
Do
to
you
talk about
feel like that
something
was an
else.
appropriate way to show
It
that was
wasn't
a
out of
rape denier?
context, bro. It literally wasn't out of context. What else do you have? I
Do you
showed
feel like
I showed
you
you.
can't just say that wasn't out of context?
How was
That
it out
is
of
the
context? How was it out of context?
Because that was an argument that I was having with a chatter who was saying, why don't...
Remember, according to Hasan fans, he's done more for the LA fires than Kendrick Lamar. I want to say that that's ridiculous, but I also want to say I remember that post. Was there a post on the fucking subreddit that's... Whoa! Holy shit, dude! What the fuck? Oh, no. Wait, whoa! Okay.
Well, you deny that rapes have happened. And I was saying, there is a
What about all the other
likelihood
ones?
that they might have happened
What
because
about all the
rapes
other
are
ones?
actually...
What
Rapes
about all
are
the other
actually
ones?
commonplace. Sexual assault is commonplace
What
in
about all the other
conflicts in
clips?
general. So without
How did we go back to the fucking review, dude?
evidence, I am not going to immediately dismiss these
Okay,
claims.
so here.
Do you feel like that was sufficient to show that I was actually that I was actually at that moment saying,
I think I showed sufficient evidence, yes. But the video's an hour and 40 minutes long. It's very long.
Wait,
That's
so
one
you do
example. That's
recognize
one
that
small.
was out of context.
What else is out of context? Go on.
Okay, great. All right, let me give you the master list. Okay, if you want to watch the context of it, we can also go through these videos as well. Or you can just take my word for it. Up to you. What do you want to do? You want to go through the videos one by one, or do you want?
Give me examples that was out of context.